everybody, to a new Celluloid and Scotch. This episode, Carlito had been watching 80s movies, and he was like, you know what? We should talk about 80s movies. So I was like, fuck yeah. And then he went down the rabbit hole of Jennifer Connelly, which is a rabbit hole worth going down. Career opportunities. There's the scene of her on the little electric horse that is golden. She has aged so fantastically. Her and Linda Carter, they're witches.
Dude. They have aged like, I don't even know what to say. Because it's better than wine, so I don't know.
Oh, but they're like a fine Scotch.
Ooh, yeah.
Also, we want to take a minute. Oddly, we did Goodfellas because the passing of Ray Liotta and Paul Sorvino, Paulie, just recently passed away. So, too many memories of Paul Sorvino, one of the finest character actors. Salute. I'm loving this Balvenie. It is so damn smooth. I think I'm going to try the Caribbean cask next.
Which one did you get?
I got the double. I really think I'm going to go with this, the Caribbean next time. I also, I know we had talking about Thor Love and Thunder. Unfortunately, even our friend John, who's in the chat, wasn't feeling Thor Love and Thunder. Hi, John. Hey, Rashid. Nice of you to be here. Also, Mike, always a pleasure to see you here. Thor Love and Thunder, I think the thing that John and I had said, there were some missed opportunities. It was a waste of some fine actors. And I feel like I can leave it there. Although, Wakanda Forever, I watched that trailer repeatedly. Great fucking trailer.
Yeah.
All right, so we're gonna dig right into it. 1980. We're using the site called The Numbers. They have a year-by-year theatrical release, so we might miss some stuff that came out direct to video. So we'll do our best. This was a year of comedy. Like, fuck, man, there was a lot of comedies. Also some horror. So one of them that stood out to me right away on the horror aspect from February 1st of 1980, John Carpenter's The Fog. Not his greatest movie, but I enjoyed it for what it was. We also had Friday the 13th, the original. Not even the best of the series, but it did enough. And as John just said, Empire Strikes Back came out in 1980.
Yeah.
The Shining came out in 1980, which Kubrick's best movie in my opinion, and the whole backstory with him and Stephen King hating each other's guts is even better.
Yeah, I think I'd pick that as my favorite, or his best, in my opinion.
Yes, I know John is very opinionated on Kubrick, and I don't blame him. Kubrick, I think, is wildly overrated, and the way he tortured his actors. A lot of the stuff with Shelley Duvall was like crossing a line in that movie. We have the Blues Brothers from 1980. I mean, great movie, fun movie. Airplane, one of the best. American Gigolo, which I don't know if that was the first movie with the guy who they accuse of having a gerbil up his ass.
Richard Gere.
Richard Gere. I was young when I watched The Shining too. Like,
it's actually pretty old.
They showed it on TV in New York quite a bit.
I think I was like 13 the first time I saw it. I mean, I consider that old
but as a kid, really, really long fucking movie.
Yeah.
To sit and watch. Yep, Florida. Caddyshack came out. Caddyshack and Airplane were a month apart from each other, which is insane because Airplane in particular, I can quote that movie to death.
Yeah, so little secret about that one. For when I was, I want to say a tweenish, around that age, I thought it would be cool to hate comedies because my brother loved them. So yeah, he loved Airplane, and I acted like I hated it and stuff, which I never really watched it all at that time, so I don't know how I could have hated it. But so this guy at work has been saying this quote for like, I don't know, 2 or 3 years since he started working there, and I never really thought about it. But then I saw your clip, and I was like, oh my God, he's saying the line from Airplane. I forgot all about that.
Joey, you ever seen a grown man naked?
You ever been in a cockpit before?
Yeah.
You ever
Joey,
seen a grown man naked?
Do you like gladiator movies? Joey, you ever like to hang out in gymnasium? Just some of that stuff is just fantastic. And June Cleaver. Does anyone here speak jive? I do. This that soul brother. Chill. Flash Gordon came out with the fantastic soundtrack from Queen. Alligator was a movie that scared me as a kid because I was afraid of alligators being in the toilet and in the sewers, especially living in New York. The Elephant Man came out, which fantastic. I forget who played the Elephant Man. I hadn't watched it since I was a kid, but man, that was a big deal. Raging Bull came out that year. Popeye came out that year, which Popeye did not age well. 9 to 5. Altered States. One of my favorite time travel movies, and I hate time travel, and it had Christopher Reeve in it, Somewhere in Time.
You hate time travel?
I hate time travel. As a longtime X-Men reader, I got burned out.
Okay. I was going to say, I see they're rebooting Quantum Leap.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like that's one you do. I 100% HBO. I would be at my grandmother's house watching it because we didn't have cable for a long time. So every time I was there for the holidays, like HBO was on constantly. So this was a big comedy year. Weirdly, out of all of them, Caddyshack might be the least one out of all of them.
Are we still in 1980?
Yes. Yeah, 1980 was a big year. Like,
didn't oh wait, John might have already said it.
Fame came out. Fame, I'm gonna live forever. I'm gonna learn how to fly high.
Okay, never mind. I think that might have been 1982. I was thinking that. Never mind.
So 1981. This was another one of those crazy years. Scanners came out.
Oh, dude, I gotta interrupt you. So my mom, she she loved the movie Somewhere in Time.
Yes.
And so when I was a kid, she made me watch that. But like, so that kind of has a special place in my heart, especially since I fell in love with Jane Seymour as well. And movie. Oh my God. So, and yeah, Christopher Reeve was just
the whole thing with chasing down Jack the Ripper. It was just super cool movie. Good soundtrack too.
Oh yeah, yeah. John Berry, I think, wasn't it?
There was a soundtrack to it by 10cc.
Okay.
I don't know if it was the score, but 10cc was in it. My friend used to have that soundtrack. Weirdly.
Yeah, it had great music all around. So
yes.
Yeah.
Igor, Jane Seymour. Oh man.
Honestly, I want to try to find that on Blu-ray.
It never came out on Blu-ray.
It never did?
Weirdly, like Shout Factory never came out with it on Blu-ray.
What the
weirdly, and
hell, dude?
but Mondo, of all fucking places, had the vinyl of the soundtrack as an exclusive a couple years ago.
Yeah, Aliens, of course.
Ordinary People. Ooh, I have not.
Who
watched
Framed
that
Roger
for a
Rabbit
long-
was 1980?
No. It's 86 or 88.
Okay, yeah, because I thought it was a little bit later.
He's just doing all his 80s.
Well, okay, so he said 1980. I thought he meant just that year.
So an underrated horror movie came out during this time called Funhouse. Spooked the shit out of me as a kid. Kids stay in a park overnight, and they end
see that on our list, Dan.
Huh? It's in 1981.
Oh, 81. Okay.
Yeah, we're in 81 now.
Jeez, there's just so many good 80s movies. I can't.
Yes, there is. Toby Hooper, who did Texas Chainsaw Massacre, directed this movie.
Scream? Well, that must be a different Scream.
No, you can never trust the internet. It's the Russian bots.
Yeah, those Russian bots, dude. I'll tell you what.
A movie I know Gore's probably going to have something to say about. And April 10th of 1981, Excalibur came out. Helen Mirren as a young lady.
I mean, come on. Helen Mirren now. It doesn't matter what age she is.
She was... Faces of Death, I don't think came out in theaters, but I want to say that was 1984, 1985. Because I remember being fairly young when that came out, and it had a X rating, at least in the video store in New York we went to.
So I had a buddy that ordered those online, because I think, or not online. Well, yeah, it would have been, because it was the 90s. And because you couldn't find those around here in Iowa. But yeah, I watched like half of one, and I was like, yeah, this ain't for me. I'm pretty much done. But so you just skipped right over The Incredible Shrinking Woman. I mean, come on. That was the biggest grossing film. Like
that weirdly was never on my radar.
Actually,
when I did pass over, that surprised me. A really bad Canadian horror movie, My Bloody Valentine.
My Bloody Valentine.
I knew Gore was going to have a lot to say about this. Yes. Excalibur was fantastic. The cinematography was great. And yes, like Helen Mirren as Morgan Le Fay was just fucking great.
Yes, Raiders of the Lost Ark. Boom. For sure.
Oh, yeah. Oh, Road Warrior. So Road Warrior, I feel like it's kind of not talked about enough. And what a fucking great movie was it? And it's so quotable with what was it, Humongous, or wearing the hockey mask, like, just walk away. No one needs to die. Just walk away. Like I love that. And then South Park, 30 years later, does an episode where Butters is dressed like that guy and doing the speech.
I've never seen Time Bandits. I should watch that.
Time Bandits as a kid, I just remember it was a lot of dwarves or little people in it. That's my main memory of it. Let's see. The Howling came out. Friday the 13th, part 2.
Yeah. The Howling. So my mom and dad, I think, so this is 81. Yeah, I think they went to that on a date before, well, let's see, 1981. When did The Howling come out?
It was... I just seen it. I wanted to say it was a summer movie. April 10th. Came out the same week as Excalibur.
Okay. So I guess
Kathleen Turner.
It was a date, sort of. It was like date night, I think. Yeah, because they were already married, and I was due like the next month. So that's probably why I like horror, because she took me while she was pregnant with me to see The Howling.
So one thing we will learn: Friday the 13th had a movie every year. Nice. They basically the same plot, so they just changed actors.
Well, yeah, you ain't gotta do much with it, you know.
Body, and I was able to see because I was a good student, polite, and an altar boy. Oh, Gore, I love you. You're the jazz singer, the Neil Diamond vehicle came out in 1981.
Oh yeah. I think my dad really liked that.
Take This Job and Shove It. That country song was everywhere in the 80s. You can take this job and shove it. Another movie.
Even in Florida?
I lived in New York at the time.
Oh.
The Legend of the Lone Ranger was huge for me because I had the toys. I remember having a Lone Ranger, rather large figure. It had the horse. I had Tonto. I remember that being a big thing for me.
I don't think I ever. What is it? Was it Disney?
I don't think it was Disney.
Or like whatever their subsidiary was at the time.
Or like early Touchstone. Every Which Way But Loose. Yeah. Oh, Clint Eastwood with the fucking gorilla. Excuse a monkey. Yes, like I'm there for it. June 12th had the most interesting release of wide range: Clash of the Titans and Raiders of the Lost Ark, same day.
Wow, look at those numbers for Raiders of the Lost Ark. Holy crap!
Yeah, and that's 1981. Those numbers, so
that's insanity, man.
So what we're talking about, 366 million.
Twice as much as Superman 2, and Superman was like huge back then.
Cannonball Run and Superman 2 came out the same day. Like, in Superman 2, great movie. Even better backstory about Richard Donner getting fired and Richard Lester coming behind and retouching half of it.
Yeah, I gotta get in on that. I have not seen or read anything about that. So
there was the How Did This Get Made podcast. They had the guy that played one of the Kryptonian villains who played Non. And he talked about all like the background stuff and how he almost beat the shit out of Christopher Reeve for being a prima donna on set. And he was about to punch him, and Richard Donner starts going, "Not in the face!"
Christopher Reeve was a prima donna? I don't know.
Yes. But he was also at his...
Maybe to that guy.
He was at his peak after Superman 1. So...
Christopher Reeve came from the stage, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes.
So, like, he has that extra, like, bougie kind of quality, whereas this guy that played freaking Non, I mean, come on. Where'd he come from?
The mob.
Yeah, exactly. So,
of
course, they're going to complain about him being bougie.
So, we have, after that, Stripes. Bill Murray, Harold Ramis. Great comedy. SOB by Blake Edwards came out. It was a good movie. Not one of my normal movies, but I enjoyed it. Escape from New York. And Escape from New York. Like, Kurt Russell, this was his first John Carpenter vehicle. Snake Plissken, memorable. And if you play Metal Gear, guess what? Who Snake's based off of?
Yeah, I've never seen Escape from New York.
It's a fun movie.
I need to get on that.
Escape from New York. Yes. Escape from LA. Don't watch. Like,
unfortunately, I have seen that one.
That's the one you saw, of course.
Oh, I was a little older, you know. I don't think I was allowed to see too much when I was really young.
We have July 17th that year, the Dudley Moore, Liza Minnelli vehicle, Arthur. Blowout.
What was Blowout?
That one was Blowout was a suspense movie. I think it was one of the ones John Peters was behind. Oh, okay. If you recall, John Peters,
Hey, don't joke about that, Gore. My dad was an altar boy, so.
Tarzan the Ape Man. The first time we learned who Christopher Lambert was.
Yeah.
Wolfen with Albert Finney. De Palma in the 80s was...
Dude, De Palma. I love De Palma.
Zorro the Gay Blade. came out that same day. Zora the Gay Blade, I remember that, watching that as a kid.
I think I've seen that too. It's been forever.
It's considered a comedy. I didn't really find it that funny. Heavy Metal.
Oh yeah,
the animated movie came out.
John Schnepp loved that freaking movie.
Student Bodies, which was a slasher comedy. It had a guy who would call people talking through a rubber chicken.
Oh, Gallipoli.
Oh yeah.
I forgot about that.
An American Werewolf in London came out. One of the
That's a good one.
Best practical effect movies.
That's crazy. That was 81. Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Those effects were, man, for back then. Holy crap. There's John's favorite, Body Heat.
Yes. Listen, man, Kathleen Turner back then, like, whew, Jenny Agutter. So my awakening was having to watch that Romeo and Juliet movie where she shows her tits in high school.
Same.
And holy shit.
We talked about this, yeah.
Yes.
I think it was off stream, though. It was after our live, wasn't it?
I believe so.
Yeah.
Also, I want to say she was in Logan's Run.
Was she?
I thought she was. Maybe I'm confusing her, but whoever the girl was in Logan's Run was hot. Fright Night is mid 80s. We will be getting to that.
Oh, Fright Night.
Double Indemnity. Man, I have not watched it, Double Indemnity, in a long time. The Oscar winner for that year, Chariots of Fire, came out, which had the great soundtrack of
Yeah. If you've never heard that before, you've lived in a
You've heard it at some
closet.
point. Das Boot, the original version, came out. Halloween 2.
Hell yeah.
The movie that
Carpenter was mega busy back then too. Geez.
He came up with the ending drunk off of Budweiser.
Hell yeah. Perfect.
He didn't want to do the movie. He got sued into it. He didn't direct it. He just wrote it.
I think I heard that.
He talks about it pretty openly. Time Bandits came out in November that year. It was a holiday movie. Ragtime, which I remember watching as a kid. I don't remember a whole lot of it, but I just remember it was on quite a bit. On Golden Pond, another Oscar-winning performance.
On Golden Pond was on every day in the middle of the 90s, like on every channel.
How the Grinch Stole Christmas.
Oh, yeah.
Mad Max 2, The Road Warrior both came out Christmas Eve. Because nothing says Christmas like The Road Warrior.
True. Wait, The Pursuit of D.B. Cooper came out that year? Huh. That's fun.
Another thing that I will say is I love about the 80s, no one gave a fuck about what else was coming out that week. Your movie was coming out, Hell or High Water. Oh, on Golden Pond, like Henry Fonda and I forget who was playing the mother in it, and Jane Fonda. Great performances all around. It's not my cup of tea per se, but it was.
It was really good. It's not my cup of tea either, but yeah, Katharine Hepburn,
Katharine Hepburn, yes. Going into 1982 now, and I'm gonna have a lot to say about one movie here.
The Boogans.
I don't think I ever saw that.
I never have either, but I saw.
Oh, okay. You just like the name.
I thought it was hilarious. I had to say it.
Death Wish 2 came out. Swamp Thing, the original by Wes Craven, it was fucking horrible.
Oh,
but it had Adrienne Barbeau in it, and she had big tits.
Oh, Venom came out that year too.
Different Venom. Porky's. Porky's came out.
That was on TV, on cable in the 90s all the time, too.
Cat People, which introduced me to Natasha Kinski. She was naked a lot. And it also had, from Clockwork Orange in it.
I can't say I've ever seen Kraven's Swamp Thing, to be honest. So maybe I'll check it out.
It's not good, but I guess
whether it's good or bad, I
I
mean, I don't know. Sometimes I like to check out stuff that people say is bad just to punish myself.
Yeah, like Porky's came out that year, which is fucking crazy.
Yeah. The Beast Within. I feel like I've watched that.
I've seen it. I don't remember much about it. Conan the Barbarian came out May 14th.
No, it's horror. He wouldn't even watch that. Conan.
Yes.
Dude, the original Conan, man.
What is best in life? To crush your enemies and in the lamentation of their women. Listen, that Conan movie, it's so bad and so great. Okay, yeah, Malcolm McDowell was in it. That was it.
Malcolm McDowell.
So Conan is so deliciously 80s and terrible, and I love every fucking moment of it.
Yeah, it was awesome. Who was that freaking badass black chick? Was she in the second one?
That was Conan the Destroyer. That was Grace Jones.
Grace Jones, and that was the second one then?
Yes.
Either way, like, dude, she was awesome.
So here's where I have kind of a, I guess, hot take. I like Rocky 3 better than I like Rocky 2.
Let's see, Rocky 2. Was Rocky 2 was
that the rematch.
Rematch against Apollo.
Yes. Rocky 3 was Mr. T.
Right. And Hulk Hogan, wasn't it?
Hulk Hogan is Thunder Lips.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm with you on that. Rocky, I mean, none of them are bad, but I think I like 3 better as well.
Mr. T talking shit. Hey, woman, why don't you go over here and be with a real man? Just.
Oh, Mr. T. Didn't he sell mac and cheese? Kraft mac and cheese?
He sold fucking everything. I mean, he had that cartoon.
Every commercial in like the 80s and 90s.
He had a cartoon where he was the coach of some fucking gymnasts and they were solving crimes.
So great.
Mr. T and the T-Force.
Man, Gore has just lived everywhere.
Yeah, like.
Was he like. I wonder if he's like a military brat or something. I don't know. But damn.
So June 4th that year had 2 interesting movies, what I call counter programming.
What happened to April?
April didn't have a whole lot of dick come out that year. So the same day, Star Trek II, The Wrath of Khan came out, and Poltergeist.
Dude, The Wrath of Khan, holy crap.
I've said repeatedly, Poltergeist, that scene with the fucking clown doll choking the kid, still this day freaks me the fuck out.
Poltergeist, that's in the top 3 of movies that freaked me out when I was a kid.
And I had an Alf doll, the stuffed animal that I used to have in my room on a rocking chair, and I was scared of that thing choking me out after watching that movie.
I had 0 dolls in my room. They were
Carol Ann, go to the
I did have little tiny G.I. Joes, though. But they're not creepy like dolls. So
no, Alpha's supposed to be cute. Star Trek Wrath of Khan, also one of those scenes that freaked me the fuck out. Putting that worm in the ear. Oh,
absolutely. And that was on TV in the late 80s, early 90s because my dad used to always watch it when it was on. It was his favorite Star Trek movie.
And oh my god, the battle of Kirk and Khan, who was going to chew the scenery more.
Yeah.
Because, good God, their monologues were both fucking insane.
Unreal, man.
God! Shatner, like, it was like he was being challenged by Ricardo Montalban.
I agree. I totally agree. It was actually someone who, brought a challenge to him, and I think he just kept rising up to meet the challenge.
Oh, fuck, The Verdict. Oh, man, The Verdict was so fucking good. Tootsie?
Blade Runner, man. For sure.
Okay, so we're getting to one of the crazier things. So June 11th, E.T. came out against Grease 2.
Yeah. Grease. Oh, my God.
The week after Firefox came out, which had an awesome fucking stealth fighter in it, and I was completely fascinated by it for a long time. And I believe that was the X-Men plane that they eventually put in the X-Men book. So June 25th, 1982 has one of the craziest fucking releases I have ever seen.
That is crazy.
Blade Runner, which did a cool 39 million, versus John Carpenter's The Thing, 13 million. Both critical failures at the theater. Blown out by E.T. that did 792 million. 792 million in 1982.
That is 1982. Oh my god.
Valley Girl, I don't think was that year, Gore. And I have a lot to say about Valley Girl.
I was gonna ask you. Hold on. Pause. Shit, I forgot. Well, anyway. God damn. I'll remember later.
The Secret of Nim came out. Listen, Michelle Pfeiffer back then, whew, and yes, in leather. Michelle Pfeiffer in Fabulous Baker Boys is probably prime Michelle Pfeiffer for me. She needed a cool rider. July 9th, one of the weirdest Disney releases ever.
Holy crap. Sorry. So I did the inflation conversion calculator.
Yes.
Yeah, E.T. would have made almost 2.5 billion in today's dollars. That is insanity.
So, John, like Paul Newman, great actor, but I think he was so good, like Meryl Streep, that you kind of stopped talking about how good he was.
The Sting. I actually liked it in Road to Perdition too.
Road to Perdition. Yeah. Not enough people talk about how good.
I think that was his last film, if I'm not mistaken. It might have been second to last, but yeah, I honestly I think that movie is underappreciated for sure.
So The Best Little Whorehouse in Texas, if you're a huge Dolly Parton fan, and weirdly in New York, there was a weird country thing going on in the early 80s. It never made sense to me, but two of my favorite comedies came out in July. Zapped, the Scott Baio Willie Ames vehicle. It's terrible. It made me laugh. I don't know why I liked it. Scott Baio with psychic powers is so stupid, but it made me laugh. The Night Shift came out.
I think I've seen that. When did that come out?
July 30th, 1982. The
Gore,
Last American Virgin.
Funny story, Gore. I have not seen the stupid voiceover crap edit version.
Rhinestone Cowboy with Stallone. Oh, I need the money. I don't want to say.
Rhinestone Cowboy.
August 6th, Pink Floyd's The Wall in 1982. Big cult movie. The happy ending footage.
I don't even want to watch that version. I just know John Schnepp told me the final cut was the best, and that's the
only one I watch now. August 13th, we have Fast Times at Ridgemont High.
Damn.
Versus Friday the 13th Part 3 in 3D.
Which one's better? One's got to go. You pick.
Listen. Phoebe Cates, alone coming out of the pool, makes that win. You add in Sean Penn before he became serious as Spicoli, and then Ray Walston, where it has one of my favorite moments with Spicoli orders pizza after like a huge lecture of, "No, Mr. Hand, It's not your time, it's our time. So then he orders the pizza. It shows up. He goes, well, no, it's our pizza. And he's like, bogus.
Bogus.
Fast Times at Ridgemont High is such a fun movie. Just front to back.
You mean Friday the 13th Part 3 is not fun? Come on.
It's fucking terrible. It does introduce the hockey mask, though. But it's terrible. And also, weirdly, the one schlub in the movie, he became a high-powered lawyer.
I haven't seen anything past the first one, so I gotta watch the rest.
So one of my greatest guilty pleasures comes out August 20th that year.
Beastmaster?
Beastmaster. Kodo and Podo, his fucking pet ferrets.
Yeah, Phoebe Cates, man.
I can't even listen to that Cars song without immediately going to that. And then Jennifer Jason Leigh. Yeah, Beastmaster, the father from Good Times is in it, playing a badass. Like, nothing about that movie makes sense. And then there's like leather daddies chasing people down. It's so fucking weird.
Sounds pretty awesome.
Anytime it's on, I will watch it.
I remember having a brief thing for Jennifer Jason Leigh up until after Backdraft, and then it just disappeared for me. I don't know why.
I got something terrible to say. I've never watched Backdraft.
Oh,
there was nothing about that movie that intrigued me.
Blaspheme. Robert De Niro, Kurt Russell, Scott Glenn, Hans Zimmer. One of Hans Zimmer's first big scores. I mean, come on, man. Jeez. Classic score. And it's Chicago. So for me, of course, I love
October 22nd of that year, Halloween 3 comes out, Season of the Witch.
I like that one.
So if it wasn't Halloween, if it hadn't been called Halloween,
it should just call it Season of the Witch.
But yes, cool. Tom Atkins, one of my favorite character actors.
Shame.
See, Gore, you and me, buddy.
I'm pretty sure it was nominated if it didn't win at least a couple awards.
Piranha 2 comes out that year, which is also like another one of those terrible fucking movies. Creepshow Part 1 comes out.
Dude, so Season of the Witch, I didn't watch until I bought the whole set, which was like 5 years ago.
Yes.
Because everybody always told me, oh, it doesn't have Michael Myers in it, so nobody cares. Don't watch it.
He is on TV.
Right. But he's not the main protagonist. So
So once you get that out of your head, it's not terrible.
I think all the years of everybody bashing it, poo-pooing it, and saying, oh, it's the worst one, it actually made me like it more, because by the time I watched it, I had no expectations, and I was like, this isn't that bad.
But in December 8th, counter program again, 48 Hours and Gandhi came out the same week.
48 Hours, man. Was that
Ben Kingsley is Gandhi.
Nick Nolte and Eddie Murphy.
Eddie Murphy. Prime Eddie Murphy.
Actually, both of them, I think, were right at their prime for that.
The most racist movie ever to be released also came out, The Toy.
Toy.
Yes, where Richard Pryor is bought as a white kid's toy.
My God, I've never seen that.
It's fucking terrible. John's favorite movie, Tootsie.
Tootsie.
Trail of the Pink Panther came out. When Pink Panther movies came out pretty frequently.
Tootsie. I'm trying to remember. I don't know if I've seen that.
Dustin Hoffman dresses as a woman to get a job.
Oh, yeah. I did. I know it was on TV, but I didn't watch it.
Family Guy did an episode based on it as well with Stewie.
I went too fast with
Yeah, John jumped ahead, dude. 1983.
John is just, man, he must be drinking some Eagle Rare and reminiscing on 80s movies, because he's rapid fire tonight.
So we'll jump ahead to 1983.
Cheers, John.
And 1983 has some interesting movies right at the top. The Year of Living Dangerously came out January of that year, which pretty damn good movie.
Dude, 80s, I guess not every year, but a lot of the years, though, January wasn't like a crap month like it is
No,
now.
like January now is like desolation.
It's like, ooh, I don't know if it's gonna. We might just put it in January,
Videodrome, which had Blondie. It was based off of. Oh shit! I can't even remember. It was the guy who did Reanimator. The King of Comedy with De Niro playing Rupert Pumpkin.
Yeah, that was all right. Was good.
Pirates of Penzance. For some reason, I remember being very popular when I was a kid.
Oh, The Sting 2. That didn't have Newman in it, did it?
I don't think it did.
I like the first one. My dad showed me my brother the first one, and man, that was good. That Butch and
Sundance.
Yeah, Butch and Sundance. Classics.
My Tutor, I remember being on HBO late at night because of all the nudity.
Twilight Time. Where's that from me? Oh, Twilight Time. That was a inside joke on the X-Files. That's why I know that. Oh my god. $0. That's how good that was.
Bad Boys, if I recall, that's the one with Sean Penn and Duvall when they're cops? Or is that Colors?
I don't know. I'm going to open the tab and find out.
And I also feel like John might be a fan of this one, The Outsiders.
Who's not a fan of The Outsiders?
Stay golden, pony boy.
Prison Hood film. It doesn't say who's in it.
Okay, it was Colors.
Colors okay.
Duvall. And then we have a movie that is a cult favorite, and also it did shitty, and it was banned in England. The Evil Dead.
Still need to watch that.
They sued Sam Raimi in England.
Jesus.
During Thatcher's years. Flashdance came out that same week. Which Flashdance, oh, what a feeling.
So I like what's her face. What's her name? What's the actress's name in that?
I don't remember. I just remember her.
I think it's
in the bucket of water.
Jennifer something. I want to say.
Jennifer.
I like
Beals?
her.
No,
what?
is it Jennifer Beals?
Yeah, Jennifer Beals. Yeah,
she was in that Jennifer Frankenstein movie, The Bride.
But she's a good actress. But like, I don't think I've seen that whole movie. I've only seen like parts of it. But
Lone Wolf McQuaid came out that same week.
Tommy Boy did Flash,
which was weirdly on TV a lot.
Lone
The
Wolf
Hunger.
McQuaid. Who was McQuaid in that? I feel like my dad's made me watch that before.
Cast and crew. Chuck Norris.
Never mind. Nope.
And this was during Chuck Norris's like prime years. And for people who don't remember, Chuck Norris was a huge fucking deal.
Isn't that kind of an oxymoron since Chuck Norris is always in his prime?
Jesus Christ. The Hunger, Susan Sarandon, David Bowie.
David Bowie. Ooh, that reminds me. I gotta watch Labyrinth. That was on my list for 80s.
Willem Dafoe, real early on.
Blue Thunder.
I don't think I ever saw that. And we're there. Valley Girl. Nicolas Cage with his hair shaved in a V on his chest.
Classic.
That chick Julie's truly dazzling. Yeah, but she's not one of us. I recommend anybody watch Valley Girl. The soundtrack's awesome. It has the Plimsolls Million Miles Away. A guilty pleasure for me. Dr. Detroit. The doctor is in. Dan Aykroyd's an asshole, but I love that movie. It's terrible. It's so fucking terrible, and I love it.
Oh, Dan Aykroyd.
And May 25th, Return of the Jedi comes out. And that was the last movie for 20 years.
Oh wow!
Oh no, 10
really?
years. Was it 10 years?
Like
It might
10
be
or 11.
10 or 11 years.
Damn.
We got Ewoks.
Dude, I love the Ewoks. I don't care what anybody says. Ewoks are greater than those stupid porgs.
So I
Screw
remember
porgs.
mainly people got angry because of the humor in the movie. Because it got really yucky in the sail barge where Han's, especially like Han, because at that point he did Raiders of the Lost Ark. Like he was ready to be done.
I don't really remember not. Is this like a thing now or it was back then?
People bitch about it now.
Okay.
I mean,
I'm not worried about it.
So, you know what? Like, people forget that Lucas really wasn't involved.
Oh, Gore, don't.
No, people forget he wasn't involved in Empire, and Empire everybody considers the best. And Irving Kershner did a lot of Part 2, and maybe that's the difference of why it had such a different vibe. Because, I mean, look at it now. You had J.J. Abrams do the first one, and then Rian Johnson comes in and does a very interesting Last Jedi. Hate or love it.
I guess interesting is a word you could use for that.
I appreciate that he took chances. He did something I don't think a lot of people would have done.
So
I can appreciate it. I don't agree with it, but I can appreciate that he took a chance.
And if it wasn't you saying that and it was someone else in the peanut gallery, I would be like, every time someone makes a so-so movie, they're always like, oh, I appreciate they took chances. It's like, okay, cool. You can take chances. I love that. That's great. But you got to admit, like, if it sucks, it sucks. Like, you can't just say, oh, I don't know. But he'll defend that until he dies. So
when I saw part 2 in the theater, I walked out and I was just like, or part 2 of the new saga, I was like, oof, I don't know what to think about that. But I also in my head had what I thought would have been the perfect ending. And the perfect ending would have been the walkers walking towards Luke as kind of like a Mexican standoff. And if you cut the black there as a kind of cliffhanger,
don't do that.
I
cut
think
to black.
I think no. If you cut with him with the walkers walking up to him as a standoff, people would have been like, "Holy fuck!" Like I can't wait to see the next movie.
Maybe. I will say the Thrawn or the throne room fight scene was pretty sweet. I liked it. I know you did. I know we have our disagreements on that one, but like that was probably my favorite part of the whole movie.
So Eddie Murphy once again strikes again. Trading Places. Fuck, Trading Places was huge back then. Also, I believe that's the first movie we see Jamie Lee Curtis's tits. I sound like Mr. Skin now.
Damn, man.
Also, War Games. Matthew Broderick.
War Games.
Shall we play a game?
Dude, when I was a kid, and that's funny how it's listed as thriller or suspense, because nowadays, I don't know if that would be in that category, it'd be more like drama, but dude, when I was a kid, like that was one of the first movies that, like, when I was feeble-minded, it kind of blew my mind. Like, holy crap, what if this actually happened? You know, like,
oh man, like
so good.
Octopussy came out,
dude.
Right after that, Superman 3, which was fucking horrible. Richard Pryor is a villain, and
that made more than the second one. No, that can't be right. No, it made less. Never mind.
Twilight Zone the movie, which boy oh boy,
wait, you just
so Twilight Zone the movie had a lot going on in the background. If you watch Curse Films on Shudder, you will learn about all of the shit that went on with John Landis and his part in it, and him showing up at the funeral for the people who died during the film because of his negligence, saying, hey, at least they're enshrined for eternity now on film. at the funeral of people who died. Porky's 2 the next day came out that same
I was just going to say, you skipped right over that.
The power of Burt Reynolds during these years. Stroker Ace.
Isn't that one of Archer's favorite films?
Yes. Staying Alive, the follow-up to Saturday Night Fever, came out. Jaws 3D.
No. Mr. Mom.
3 movies the same week that I love all of. Kroll. Listen, it's cheesy as fuck. It's the 80s. I love it. National Lampoon's Vacation.
Oh, yeah.
Which, listen, Christy Brinkley during her prime, too. Private School, which I really like, with, I think, Mark Harmon.
Mark
Daffy
Harmon?
Duck.
Really?
Yeah, I believe he was in that. Or maybe, no, Mark Harmon was in Summer School.
Yeah.
Wrong. Risky Business came out 2 weeks later with Daffy Duck's Fantastic Island. August 12th was Cujo.
Oh, Cujo. Oh, my God.
Smokey and the Bandit 3 and Curse of the Pink Panther.
I'm pretty sure, if I'm not mistaken, Cujo was my first Stephen King experience. And it blew my freaking mind. I saw that even before The Shining, so
it was good.
Even though The Shining is totally different from the book, but
so a movie I probably love more than most people, Strange Brew, with Bob and Doug McKenzie. Take off, eh?
I don't know if I've ever seen that.
I'm sorry to anybody who hates that movie. Also, Rodney Dangerfield's Easy Money.
Oh man,
came out that same week.
Rodney was the king, man.
Summer School, probably my favorite movie of him, especially with oh God, what the fuck was that? The guy who screamed constantly.
Sam Kinison.
Sam Kinison.
Yep.
Where he's the history professor. Oh, yeah, when you guys were listening to your Beatles records, I was out there swimming in fucking rice cakes. Hey, this guy, he really cares about what? I don't know.
He is hilarious. My mom used to love him when I think he had CDs and stuff. I think she listened to the CDs, but oh God, he's funny.
I feel like John might like this movie so Eddie and the Cruisers.
I don't think I've seen that one.
Michael Paré had a great soundtrack. It was very
who was in that?
It was very Bruce Springsteen. Michael Paré was the main actor in it.
Yeah, Back to School. And then wasn't Ladybugs or something? I like that too. I thought that was pretty funny. But I was just a Rodney fan, so I'm gonna like
Eddie and the Cruisers came out, which I really liked. It had the song "The Dark Side" by the Beaver Brown Band.
Right, but who was in it?
Michael Paré was the main. He played Eddie.
That's not ringing a bell.
It basically was a Bruce Springsteen like weird biopic movie, but the guy becomes so big he decides to commit suicide, and they're trying to figure out what happened.
So Gore, settle something for me, because I'm just curious. Is it biopic or biopic? I had this argument with someone the other day, so
I feel it's biopic.
I don't know.
I've heard it both ways. I usually just don't care.
If Gore puts his foot down on something, that's what I'm going to go with. What about Educating Rita? You didn't like that?
I didn't see that.
What?
The Big Chill?
Yeah.
Fantastic character actor movie. Wow, John didn't like
John question. I don't know. I think John's going to probably side on the wrong side. That's why I didn't ask him.
You know who we need to ask? Ryan.
Yeah, Ryan. He won't give us some long, convoluted answer.
So one of my favorite movies, and it's by Christopher Walken, The Dead Zone, based off of another Stephen King movie. Sarah, she's in a fire. You gotta save her. It's a great movie. He basically decides he's going to kill Martin Sheen, who's running for president, so the world doesn't end. Streets of Fire, I believe, is 84, 85.
Damn,
See,
you were married to Diane Lane? Jeez, Gore.
I knew you would love The Big Chill because it's such a good character actor movie where I don't feel there's one big star of the movie. Everybody gets equal moments.
I tend to like a lot of those too most of the time.
The Right Stuff was a huge fucking movie based off of a book.
So good.
And I kind of do love the weird movies that come out before Christmas. Amityville 3D, A Christmas Story, which Christmas Story at this point, it plays all night, all day, every year.
Isn't Dark Circle? Doesn't that have Jennifer Connelly in it?
I've never seen it.
I need to watch it.
Sleepaway Camp, also a Christmas movie.
Dude, that's a Christmas. I guess.
Yes.
Oh my god! I guess it is.
Yentl, starring Barbara Streisand, playing a.
Were we friends yet? When the first time I watched Sleepaway Camp, it was like 2017 or something. Oh my god, dude! Because of Perry kept talking about it. I'm like, all right, I gotta check this shit out. That ending, oh my god, so good. Also,
Christmas movies. John Carpenter's Christine. I recommend this movie so highly. The acting, the whole love affair with the first car.
I don't think that's appreciated as much as
and I love evil car movies. And that's a
like,
weird subgenre.
What's the
Race with Charlie Sheen,
or something?
Maximum Overdrive.
Maximum Overdrive.
So what I love is, for some reason, someone decided to let Stephen King direct a movie, and he was so high and strung out on fucking cocaine. Like, he made the most unbalanced promo trailer ever for it, where his eyes are bugging. I was like, this is Stephen King, and I'm making a movie about cars going mad. Like,
didn't he apologize or something?
Yes, he did. It was like borderline WWE promo cut. So Christine came out in Scarface the same week.
Nice.
Which Scarface, like,
I mean, come on, man.
Yeah.
Pacino, where's he at? Up there. Yep. Hey, John, before we go to 84 real quick, John.
We're not there yet.
Okay. Well, before we go to 84.
DC Cab with Mr. T came out. Gorky Park, which...
That sounds familiar.
Ziggy Stardust and the Spiders from Mars came out. David Bowie. Rest in peace. Which I really want to see that David Bowie movie coming out that I saw.
Perry. Hola, Perry.
Yo, Perry.
Perry's creeping in the chat. He's yeah.
Okay, so we're gonna be going into 1984 now.
All right, before we go there, John, is it biopic or biopic? John is a teacher. He should know this. There he is. Perry's lurking.
Yep.
Ooh, El Norte. I still need to watch that.
There is a movie that I see in 1984. Okay.
Biopic.
So Michael Caine was in Blame It on Rio, where he's fucking his friend's daughter. Footloose came out that same year.
Footloose.
Against All Odds, which, Phil Collins released that song. Take a look at me now. Is that I don't even.
All right, so that's three pieces of homework for me. Since Gore loved Blame It on Rio, I gotta check it out.
Oh, I mean, because of the women. Also had a young Demi Moore in it, who gets jealous of her sister fucking Michael Caine.
I like Demi Moore pre G.I. Jane.
She's a teen in this.
Oh, that's young.
Repo Man, which is a great cult movie.
I think I've seen that.
It had Emilio Estevez in it.
Yeah, I think I've definitely seen that.
This is Spinal Tap, one of the great mockumentaries put out. Also, it has a drummer that constantly explodes or dies.
Yeah.
Children of the Corn came out.
Children of the Corn.
Outlander! Outlander! Police Academy came out the same year.
You know, I remember as a kid really liking that, but I haven't seen it as an adult, so I don't know how that would hold up these days.
Ice Pirates, which I remember weirdly being a part in there with space herpes. It was a very weird thing, and I didn't understand what it was, but my parents laughed at it. Police Academy came out, part 1. Fucking Remo Williams. Yes. Terrible fucking movie, but goddamn, I love those bad action movies.
Romancing the Stone.
Yes. Friday the 13th, part 4, the best one with Crispin Glover. He does a really horrible dance during it, too. 16 Candles. We met Long Duck Dong. What's happening? Hot stuff. Firestarter with a young Drew Barrymore.
Yeah.
The Natural with Robert Redford.
Oh my god, dude. One of my favorite baseball movies.
Great movie. And then 2 weeks later, Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom. With the fucking, oh god. So, real funny thing, Spielberg put every one of his wives or girlfriends into every one of these movies.
Really?
Yes. So the one who was playing the love interest was actually the lady Spielberg was with after cheating on Karen Allen with her.
I don't think I remember the love interest.
She's fucking horrible in this. I can't remember her name. And weirdly, I accept them coming out of a plane on a raft more than I did the nuking the fridge.
Weirdly, I was not a fan of the nuke in the fridge.
No, I didn't like that. But Kalima, I was good with, and I liked Short Round. Star Trek 3: The Search for Spock. Not as good as Wrath of Khan. Not horrible. But Streets of Fire came out the same week with Rick Moranis playing a badass. And it had a great, great soundtrack. Yo, what's up, Comic Lounge? It had Philip Bailey's I Can Dream About You. Really around this time is when you started seeing more of like soundtracks in the MTV era creeping in of the synergy. Ghostbusters and Gremlins came out the same day.
That's crazy.
So Ghostbusters, I mean, there's not a whole lot to say. Like, it just good counter program because kids love Gizmo. And Ghostbusters gave you everything else. It was smart alecky.
Bill Murray.
There was great humor. Which one had the better opening? Ghostbusters by 100 million.
Yeah.
But 295 million versus 152. And Gremlins did not have the stars, although Phoebe Cates tells that fucked up story about her dad getting stuck in the fucking chimney and dying.
Yeah, that was kind of weird.
And a very young Corey Haim in it.
Oh, yeah.
And then
I really I got to get Gremlins on Blu-ray, man.
3 weeks later, Karate Kid comes out. And weirdly, you'd think Karate Kid was bigger than it was. I mean, for then, 90 million. Probably really good.
I think
really
it was bigger on video and like afterwards than theaters.
The Pope of Greenwich Village came out the same week, which Eric Roberts really early on in his career, really good. Rhinestone came out. Top Secret. Top Secret is so bad and so funny.
Yeah.
Karate Kid resonated well with every grade school kid. Adults, I'm not sure, but I remember in elementary school, I might have been 4th grade at the time. Fucking huge. Bachelor Party, Cannonball Run 2, and Conan the Destroyer all came out the same week.
Grace Jones.
Fucking great kind of programming. Bachelor Party, I mean, the donkey doing cocaine and dying, like Conan the Destroyer, not as good as the first one, but pretty good.
Bachelor Party wasn't Belushi, was it?
No, that was Tom Hanks.
Oh, okay.
Cannonball Run 2, not as good as the first one. I mean, Dom DeLuise, all those outtakes at the end of Cannonball Run still are so great with Dom DeLuise losing his shit constantly and Burt Reynolds laugh. And it weirdly, like, now I'm thinking he might have been the first McConaughey. He was like proto McConaughey.
Maybe.
He didn't have it all right, but he was like right in that area.
Yeah. I like that.
A favorite movie of mine came out on July 13th, directed by the guy who played Michael Myers in the original
Muppets
Halloween.
Take Manhattan?
Last Starfighter.
Oh.
Muppets Take Manhattan was huge, though. But
actually, Muppets did better than Starfighter.
Oh, 100%. It should have. It was for kids. Last Starfighter had, a kid's really good at playing arcade games, and then an alien shows up. It's like, hey, you won. Come save the universe.
That's pretty awesome.
And I've heard repeatedly, like, Seth Rogen was going to try and remake it at one point.
Yeah, I thought I heard that too.
I've heard it before, and I think it's terrible. This might be a weird week. Revenge of the Nerds came out on July 20th that year, and it's kind of rapey going back and watching it now.
Revenge of the Nerds?
Yes. The part where he's wearing the Darth Vader mask and goes and bangs the girl.
Don't recall.
July 27th of that year, Cheech and Chong's Korskin Brothers came out. Not great.
Meatballs 2.
Meatballs 2 versus Purple Rain,
Ooh.
which I'm a Prince fan. Purple Rain was awesome. Listen, even without the movie, that album.
I mean, I think it's clear what won that weekend. Jeez.
Yes. Philadelphia Experiment came out a week later.
I like that.
It was good. August 10th, The Adventures of Buckaroo Banzai, where Peter Weller...
Red Dawn.
Philadelphia Experiment.
I think John really likes Red Dawn.
Red Dawn was awesome. There is a documentary about the guy who wrote that in Conan, John Milius. The guy was a fucking right-wing lunatic. But he wrote a lot of movies I really liked. Dreamscape was another movie that was weird that I liked.
Dreamscape. Who's in that?
Dreamscape had nobody really big in it, if I recall. Dennis Quaid.
Oh.
Chud, Cannibalistic Humanoid Underground Dwellers came out August 31st. There was a lot of ninja movies during this time.
You think?
Amadeus came out, which was a huge movie at the time. I didn't ever really watch it that much, though.
I saw it in the late 90s. I think I actually watched it in school for some reason.
The Razor's Edge came out this year, which Razor's Edge was all right. The Terminator, Part 1. Jim Cameron, very early on.
When he used to be good.
Wow.
That's right. That's right, James Cameron. I'm calling you out. Come on, hit
We
me
also
up on
had
IG.
Nightmare on Elm Street by Wes Craven, the original,
Oh
come
my
out
god.
November of that year.
I'm biased, but that's the most original horror themed movie in I don't know how long, but I love it.
It was good. I don't know how original it was, but it for a guy who basically was on his ass, like this was his last chance.
Well, to hear the story about how he came up with it, because he was reading an article.
He was reading about the Korean people dying.
Right. Yeah. Just crazy.
Silent Night, Deadly Night, which was very, very controversial when it came out, was the same week.
Sorry, Gore just blasphemed in the chat. So, yeah, James Cameron was not the original Nolan. No. He's more like a Taika Waititi.
Ooh, that's nah. Missing in Action. Huge.
John loved my Cameron hot take.
Yeah, I saw that.
I like it.
Night of the Comet, I loved. It was very, very 80s. And
yeah, I think
cheesy.
I saw that too. That was pretty good. What about? Oh shoot. Where are we at? I lost track.
We're November 21st right now of 1984. Supergirl came out, which did phenomenal. I mean, no, it was terrible. But if you want to see Helen Slater in a good movie, watch The Legend of Billie Jean.
I will say for like a month there as a teenager, I think I had a thing for Supergirl though.
Beverly Hills Cop comes out December 5th.
Good stuff.
I mean, fucking great movie. Put a banana in the tailpipe. Funny story. This was very close to being Cobra.
Yeah, I've heard you talk. Yeah.
Yes. This was almost Stallone. Which the banana in your tailpipe.
So I'm sorry. I love Stallone, but I'm glad it wasn't him for this.
No, it's not a banana in your tailpipe. No. Oh, okay. You guys gonna pay me?
Just go back to Adrian, all right?
Yeah, Adrian. The Cotton Club comes out December 14th that year. I remember that was in discussion for Oscars that year. And another weird fucking Christmas movie, Dune, by David Lynch. December 14th that year. There is a video earlier on in Celluloid Scotch where Carlito didn't make it because he had COVID, but Jen and I talked about it.
Oh God, I wish I could have been there for that.
This fucking movie, and David Lynch has said like never do anything for the money, and he did it for the money. Starman by. Yep, go ahead.
I was just saying, weirdly, I remember watching some of it when I was kind of coming out of the COVID fog and of your stream, and it kind of made me want to watch it. So,
I bought the 4K edition. I'm the asshole here.
I still want to see it.
Starman with Jeff Bridges came out that year. Highly underrated John Carpenter movie. John Carpenter did this basically as an apology for The Thing because his career.
He did Starman?
Yes, that he directed that.
Holy shit!
Because I think that his career was over from The Thing. Basically, no company was going to hire him because of how poorly The Thing did, which is fucking maddening because of how good The Thing is.
That is. My mom used to love Starman. She used to watch it all the time.
It's a great one. Jeff Bridges puts on such a good performance.
Oh my God.
And people forget, like, they remember him as the dude.
Mm-hmm.
He was a fantastic, fantastic actor. And he does such a good, like, fish out of water performance in this.
Yeah.
Also, we'll get into it. Urban culture was starting to really make an emergence. We had Breakin' 2 Electric Boogaloo come out this year. Breakdancing was a huge thing. Parachute pants, all that shit. Mesh shirts. There's a lot of fucked up shit going on during this year's. I'm not going to lie. I had parachute pants.
Wait, how old
Johnny-
are you, Dan?
I'm 46 now.
Oh my god. I thought you were younger than me.
Everybody does. Johnny Dangerously comes out this year with Michael Keaton. And Johnny Dangerously is a fun movie. I highly recommend watching it. It's dumb as fuck. It's taking off of crime movies. I love it. Again, it's fucking stupid, and I will watch it to no end because Michael Keaton kind of did a lot of movies that he's not remembered for.
I don't think I've seen it.
So we're in 1985 now. Jeff Bridges and the Fabulous Baker Boys was great. Jeff Bridges is very, very underappreciated, I think, as an actor. I think he's more of a character actor. Yes, you fucking ice holes. And like, so I want to say it's Piscopo in it. He's like, my mother hanged me on a hook once, only once.
Dude,
So,
85. Holy shit.
Blood Simple comes out. Blood Simple, good movie.
Blood Simple. What?
It was a good movie.
What's it about?
It's a lot of thriller suspenses came out during that time. I remember liking it as a kid. I'll put it that way. I have a memory of it, but I don't remember it.
Did your mom take you to that?
It was on cable.
Or on cable or whatever.
Falcon and the Snowman. Another good movie. That was Sean Penn and
dang, even John's seen Blood Simple. I need to get on that. I wonder if it's on Shudder.
No, it's a
Damn
thriller.
It.
Although weirdly Shudder has a documentary on Gore on right now.
Like I said, there's some stuff on Shudder that I'm like, I don't know. I would think, yeah. Witness.
Oh my god, Witness. Fuck. Great movie. Let's see. Witness.
I mean, I'm not gonna argue with Breakfast Club, John.
Breakfast Club.
God,
Turk 182 was another movie that used to be on HBO constantly that I liked. Vision Quest was great. It was a collegiate wrestling movie.
Fucking John Hughes, man.
Missing in Action 2. Purple Rose of Cairo was one that was big that I didn't really love.
I don't think I've ever seen that one.
Mask with Cher and
oh yeah,
Eric.
That was on TV all the time in the 90s.
It was. Friday the 13th Part 5, A New Beginning, not my favorite. The Last Dragon, produced by Barry Gordy with Bruce Leroy. Yes, Witness, fucking great. Professional, Road to Perdition. The
Porky's Revenge.
The Road to Perdition. Honestly, I don't know how that movie is so underrated. Like,
someone tweeted the other day, one of the movie people I follow, like, what's your favorite Tom Hanks movie? Honestly, I didn't have to think about it too long. For me personally, Road to Perdition is my favorite Tom Hanks movie.
Viggo Mortensen in History of Violence, I thought was underrated.
Ooh, I liked that movie.
It wasn't a great movie, but it was entertaining.
Yeah, that's perfect. That sums it up.
So, like, I always think there's movies that are popcorn movies where you watch and you're done, but you're like, I was entertained.
Like Thor.
Yeah, like you walk
like
out
you
of
can
it,
just turn your brain off and just
yeah. Desperately Seeking Susan, which was Madonna's first movie, that came out that year. Police Academy 2. Porky's Revenge.
Gore,
Cat's
we are
Eye.
on opposite sides of the plains, man.
Cat's Eye, which was another Stephen King anthology movie that I kind of like. In a very underrated Donner movie, Lady Hawk. Rutger Hauer, Matthew Broderick, and I can't remember the actress.
Dude,
who was,
Rutger Hauer, man, that guy.
I can't remember the actress who was playing.
He was doing a lot of stuff in the 80s and 90s.
Rutger Hauer, the Hitcher. There is no scarier villain in film than him in Hitcher.
Ooh, Eastern Promises. I don't know. I like The History of Violence a little better.
I recommend anybody watch The Hitcher if they want to just see unhinged violence.
But Eastern Promises was good, but
Michelle Pfeiffer was in Lady Hawk.
Oh, okay.
Eastern Promises was good. I mean, I didn't need to see Viggo Mortensen butt naked fucking fighting people, but
yeah.
It is what it is. Like, do you? One of my favorite bad movies, Jim Cotta. Someone decided to put Olympic gymnast Mitch Gaylord into an action movie, and he's in a East Asian village that just happens to have pommel horses for him to do gymnast karate,
movers and shakers.
So fucking bad.
Jim Cotta, oh my god.
Bruce
I just think of the gun kata in Equilibrium every time I see that. But dude, Gore, yeah, man.
How is Gore not on this fucking show?
How is he not on John Hughes' side? I don't get it. I guess maybe I had this grandiose fancy that I was a nerdy John Hughes type, and then maybe that's why I resonate more with that side. But
so I think John Hughes got so big that it turned into the people hate John Hughes.
Yeah, I think that's where Gore sits.
Brewster's Millions, Rambo First Blood Part 2.
Ooh.
Fletch, I think might be one of Chevy Chase's best movies.
Oh, Chevy Chase. So then, weird side step on that. My dad, when he was younger, especially, had an uncanny resemblance to Chevy Chase. So every time one of my friends would come over and be like, "Oh, I didn't know your dad was Chevy Chase." Like, whatever, dude. Whatever.
The Goonies came out June 7th that year.
Goonies never die.
Yep.
Goonies never say die.
And then two of the weirdest counter-programming movies came out June 21st. Cocoon, Feel Good Getting Older movie, and Life Force.
I thought you were going to say Return to Oz.
Patrick Stewart fucking a cosmic vampire.
What? I got to see that.
The actress in it.
All right. I'm down. I got it. It's on my list. So, Return to Oz. I'm sorry. I fucking love that movie. So,
I recall being very dark.
That's the one with all the heads, right?
I believe so, yeah.
Yeah. Oh my god, it's so great. I loved it because it was so different. And then it had was it Jack Pumpkinhead or something?
I believe so.
Yeah, and oh my, it's so. Oh, but dude, with the wheelers, the dudes with the wheels on their feet or whatever, freaking creepy as fuck.
June 28th had interesting counter programming with Pale Rider versus Red Sonja versus St. Elmo's Fire.
Who played Red Sonja back then?
Brigitte Nielsen.
Oh yeah, that's right.
AKA Flavor Flav's lady.
I mean, back then and that time, that was actually pretty good casting, probably.
Probably, and I think she
just because of the physicality.
Back then.
She what?
She was with Stallone back then.
Oh yeah. Before Flavor Flav, before the clocks.
Yeah, boy. St. Elmo's Fire, I remember, was big because that had a huge video on MTV.
Yeah.
That was affiliated with it called St. Elmo's Fire. Day of the Dead came out June 30th, which I don't think is as good as Dawn of the Dead, but it's still pretty good, and it also has some weird overacting in it. Back to the Future comes out July 3rd that year, which I don't know how much you got to say about it. It was a cultural event.
Dude, I wish I would have been old enough to see that in the theater. That would have been great.
I did. I just remember my mom being like, "Why is the kid from Family Ties on here?"
Wait, so you would have been 8-ish?
Probably 9.
9. Yeah, because I was 4, so.
Mad Max Beyond Thunderdome.
Mad Max. Welcome
Which
to Thunderdome, bitch.
Tina Turner. 2 men enter, 1 man leaves. Welcome to Thunderdome. The Legend of Billie Jean came out, which was a big thing when I was a kid. Heavenly Kid also. Pee-wee's Big Adventure. The first of the movies by that guy who did Beetlejuice and Batman, Tim Burton.
Who's that guy?
Yeah. Sesame Street's Follow That Bird comes out as well. And Fright Night.
Weird Science.
Val Kilmer's Real Genius as well. Weird Science, though. Chet. Favorite
That
of
was...
mine.
Oh, no. Hold on. Wait, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
So, Weird Science, it had one of my favorite actors, Bill Paxton, in it, playing Chet, the brother.
Dude, R.I.P. Bill Paxton. Man.
Yes. Great character actor. Near
So
Dark
awesome.
eventually coming out. Aliens as Hudson.
Isn't he the only one to be killed by both the alien and a predator?
Yes.
Dude, that guy is just so awesome.
Return of the Living Dead comes out as well.
Oh.
The first standalone film by the guy who wrote Alien.
So I just watched that recently. I believe that was the one I watched. Because Flicks and Comics, she sent me that Blu-ray a while back, and because I think it was a couple years ago, Halloween. I was trying to get it here and I couldn't find it anywhere, so she had a Best Buy that had like a bunch of them. She sent me one, but anyway, I finally watched that, and yeah, it's not quite as good as what I remembered as when I was younger, but it's still got its moments. Like it's interesting. But.
Better Off Dead and Teen Wolf come out the same year, same week, August 23rd.
God damn,
Teen Wolf, I remember a lot better coming out. Better Off Dead, probably longer lasting for me.
How is Michael J. Fox not the most? I don't know. I can't believe he's not a billionaire. Holy crap! The 80s were just huge for him.
Oh, 100%. I mean, between what money he made off Family Ties, and then he went and did just banger after banger.
I know, man. It's crazy. American Ninja.
Michael Dudikoff. I sadly remember every one of these fucking movies. This and No Retreat, No Surrender. Let's see. Reanimator comes out. Reanimator's a great Stuart Gordon movie, and it's oh, you got a question.
Oh, do you know what happened to Flicks and Comics? She took some time off and she moved, but I have talked to her recently though. She's doing well. So yeah, she moved out of Vegas onto newer things. So
Nightmare on Elm Street Part 2, which if you want to see a documentary about that, check out Scream Queen on Shudder.
Yeah.
About the actor who accidentally got outed during this movie.
That's a good story. Like that part is a good story. I remember that being my least favorite Freddy movie. So
It's not the greatest, but it was like kind of funny bad. Rocky 4 came out this year.
I remember when I first saw Nightmare on Elm Street 2, I hated it. But you're right. Like now, like last year, I think I watched it for Halloween time, and it's funny bad. Like
it's entertaining. Like I feel bad for the actor also that he's HIV positive now.
Yeah. But yeah, that documentary is very interesting. I actually found the documentary more interesting than the movie, but
very much so. So Rocky 4, cultural fucking moment.
Heavy hitter, man. Heavy hitter.
Especially like if you weren't living during that time, the Cold War at the time, this was a huge deal.
Dude, it was post Cold War when I saw it, and I was still like, this is a huge deal.
And fucking Drago. What a fucking monster of a man.
Good. I think he was on Arrow in the later seasons, if I'm not mistaken, is the bad Russian.
He might have been. He was Aquaman's Mira's dad in Aquaman. Of course, if you watch Creed 2, you saw Drago in it as a broken. What that fight did to Rocky and Drago. So Creed 2 people don't really like, but I love the fact of you see the after effects of that fight on the two men and what it did to them.
So do I.
People hate on Creed 2, and I don't understand why. I really enjoyed it for what it was, I guess. There were
I have a theory on that, which kind of applies to other movies that I think are just magnificent that other people were like poo-poo on. And it's like there's a faction of our society that likes to go to movies and escape from reality, and that's all they want to do. So when it hits too close to home, they don't like that.
So for me,
that's my opinion. But
I saw this right after my mom died. It was the first Thanksgiving without my mom. And, you know, I went to the theater by myself to go see Creed 2. And I left there almost fucking crying because of watching these two old men fucking broken. And something about it, and like, especially Drago, younger Drago, when he, all of a sudden his mother shows up out of nowhere to watch him fight when something's on the line, I was like, my heart was breaking for him. And that guy who was not an actor who was playing young Drago, and maybe that's what sold it for me more than anything else. Also, did you see they announced a spinoff, a Drago spinoff with young Drago?
I thought I heard something about it, but
there was something about it. I was like, I'm kind of interested in it a little bit, but I also want to see how Creed 3 plays out.
I mean, I'm sure the Russian bots will probably play that movie.
It's no Ryan Coogler directing it this time.
Yeah. So, would your mom have went with you to Creed 2, you think?
Nah.
Yeah.
My mom was past that point of going to the movies at that point.
Well, like, I mean, she was mostly like a horror fan, right?
Like, my mom loved fucking musicals.
Really?
Like, embarrassingly so much. Huh. So, did you ever the Richard Burton Camelot movie?
Oof, I'm sure my dad made me watch it when I was a kid, but
my mom played that in the background more than fucking anything in this world.
Really?
She would put that on in the background if she was cleaning. So you hear Camelot, Camelot. She loved that shit. She also loved Pinhead.
Yeah, I remember you saying that.
She loved Pinhead.
I can respect that. I like Pinhead.
She loved Leatherface. Like, there's weird shit that she was into. So, like, she loved horror movies and fostered that. The fact that she used to drive me around to comic store as a kid.
That's awesome,
for me to go hunting. And, you know, like every Halloween we'd sit and watch horror movies like nonstop. So whatever issues I might have had with her as a person as I grew up, the fact she fostered these things, like, I don't know how she'd feel about me having like a YouTube show talking about this shit, but like,
oh, she'd probably be supportive.
Oh
But
no,
like,
she'd probably be in the chat bitching me out, going, "That's not what happened. Fuck you."
well, I gotta say, man, like that's something that, yeah, I envy. I appreciate that because my parents, neither of them, like if we went to a movie, it was a rare occurrence.
So our big family thing was every Friday and Saturday we rented movies and watched them together.
Okay, I
And
guess
there were some fucked out movies we watched.
occasionally, I think maybe a couple times a summer, my dad might rent some movies. I mean, that's how I saw Lethal Weapons, the Die Hards, like before they were on TV and stuff. So
Die Hard in particular was one I remember us like watching at the house and just being like, "Man, Bruce Willis is a badass. I can't believe it's the same dude from Moonlighting."
yeah, but I gotta say, I hated cable at first because Sound of Music was always on, and my dad had that on all the time.
So I remember Rocky Horror Picture Show had a relaunch, and my stepdad would get drunk and play that shit non-fucking stop. And I used to get pissed. Like I was like, if I hear the fucking time warp one more goddamn time. We're on to 1986.
So before we do 86, I didn't know we were gonna go through like literally every movie from the 80s.
At first it started out there, but there's movies that like maybe we didn't think about.
Gotcha. No, I get it. But like, are we gonna kind of delve into details too, or no? Like later?
Yeah, we'll start talking about shit. But I just wanted to like kind of go through like favorites and kind of say a little bit because there's stuff that came out where I'm like, fuck, I forgot that on my list.
No, yeah, no, I'm down with that. I just don't want to go through everything and then not have time to talk about like our favorites.
No, like that's why I wanted to start at 9 so we had extra time if we went over.
Cool. I'll shut up. Go ahead.
1986, famously the year my dad left. The Heathcliff the movie, the cartoon movie came out. Heathcliff, the little orange and striped cat.
Oh yeah.
Not quite Garfield.
Pre-Garfield.
Iron Eagle came out that same week. Lou Gossett Jr.
I loved Iron Eagle.
Listen, Lou Gossett Jr., if anybody hasn't watched An Officer and a Gentleman with him and Richard Gere, why don't you go back to your daddy, Horan?
Yeah. So good.
Another weird movie that I kind of liked.
Troll
was terrible, but FX.
Oh yeah.
About the special effects guy that was like fighting crime. Hannah and Her Sisters, which Michael Caine was up for an Oscar and famously missed the Oscars because he was filming Jaws 4, the Revenge.
Wait, you just skipped over Youngblood? Come on, man.
It was a hockey movie.
I just remember that being someone quoted that in a comedy movie. That's the only reason.
But I remember Hannah and Her Sisters because famously, like someone asked Michael Caine about how he felt about missing the Oscars for Jaws 4, and he said, "Well, by all rights, Jaws 4 is terrible, but I've seen the house it bought. It's beautiful." And Michael Caine became my fucking favorite person.
That guy.
And I'm in the weird thing of like, is he a better character actor now than he was a face actor?
I want to say yes.
Because the Christopher Nolan movies, like Christopher Nolan's brother knew how to write him perfectly.
But like, to be honest though, if you take kind of a step back, and this is me by one criticism of acting in Christopher Nolan movies is Michael Caine pretty much plays the same character except for in Interstellar and all the other movies. Like he's pretty much the same guy. Tenet, he's the same as he is Alfred pretty much. I mean, just saying.
I honestly think his strongest performance is probably in The Prestige.
Oh yeah, that's a little.
He had more to work with.
Yeah, he did have more to work with in that. I will give you that.
March 14th, Gung Ho with Michael Keaton, with the Japanese coming in and taking over the car plant. Rawhead Rex, which had the scene with the priest getting pissed on and being christened.
Rawhead Rex.
It was a Clive
Is that
Barker.
on Shudder?
It is not currently, but boy, oh boy, is it a fucked up movie. When BMX movies were getting big, we had Rad, The Money Pit with Tom Hanks and Shelley Long.
Lucas.
Yes, Lucas.
So that's a personal favorite of mine. I know it's not like a great movie, but so I looked for that. I had that on my watch list on Amazon for years, and I was gonna buy it. I didn't. And guess what? So now it's on moratorium, and the Blu-ray is like $300 if you want to buy it on eBay or something. And I'm like, get the hell out of town.
So most of the Weinstein stuff, like you can't get Grindhouse anymore.
Son of a... Shout Factory needs to do some re-releases or buy it out or whatever the hell they need to do.
So here's a weird movie that maybe only Gore will remember: Band of the Hand. This was on cable constantly. I watched the shit out of this movie.
If it was on cable, I might have seen it, but I don't remember.
Because 1986, I think it was on cable quite a bit, and this was on a lot. It even had a song, "Band of the Hand," and the song I remember more than anything else. Critters came out that same week.
Critters, I know that. My brother loved Critters. And
Toxic Avenger. Toxic Avenger is so fucking stupid.
It's the best Avengers movie ever.
And it got a cartoon. And this is a fucking trauma movie. It got a cartoon.
Fucking trauma.
We also had JoJo Dancer, Your Life is Calling with Richard Pryor after he caught on fire from smoking crack.
Yeah. Yeah, Gore. He is good in Get Carter.
Yes. Short Circuit, Johnny Five is Alive.
You know, I remember loving that as a kid, but I have a feeling if I tried to watch it now, it might not be as good.
Oh, no. Top Gun came out that year.
Fucking classic.
Had the most homoerotic volleyball scene ever put on film.
Absolutely. And everybody loves it.
Cobra, Stallone, which was almost Beverly Hills Cop. You're the disease, I'm the cure.
So do you like Rambo better or Cobra?
Oh, they're two different. So like Rambo, the end of the movie is probably my favorite part of the movie. The thing is over! The thing! I'm walking through airports and they're spitting on me. They didn't live my life. They don't know my life. Like, fucking Stallone is going for an Oscar and he doesn't have that in him at that point.
What?
Especially when he's talking about his buddy getting blown up. Where he's like, where's his legs? Where's his legs? I can't find his legs.
Doesn't someone make fun of that? And does Downey make fun of that in that movie?
It might have been in Tropic Thunder.
Yeah, I think it was kind of homaged in Tropic Thunder, I think. God.
The end of that movie, the end of Rambo when he's talking to his CEO is just, he starts crying, and then I'm like, oh.
Poltergeist 2, The Other Side.
Yep. Ferris Bueller's Day Off.
Classic.
Back to School.
Who's the Sausage King of Chicago? Abe Froman.
Karate Kid Part 2. Then Labyrinth with Jennifer Connelly and David Bowie with a sock down the front of his pants.
I swear, if I had a time machine, I would not use it for any altruistic purpose other than to go back into time and meet Jennifer Connelly when she was 18 and I was 10. And
Running Scared came out with Gregory Hines. Big Trouble in Little China came out July 1st that year.
Thanks, Mike. I'm glad you stopped by.
Big Trouble in Little China.
You know what? That is a good ass movie.
So it's the ultimate popcorn movie because it's again a movie where you can just kind of put it in, lose yourself in it, and it's done. And you're just like, cool, I'm done.
And you could, I mean, it's just, yeah, it's fun, man.
But the biggest movie came out in July. In my opinion, the best movie of this franchise, Aliens.
I agree.
Bill Paxton.
Game
Hudson
over,
makes
man.
this whole fucking movie.
Game over.
She's been living here for months. Why'd you put her in charge, man?
Oh, God, he's so good.
Hey, Vasquez, anybody ever confuse you for being a man? No, anybody confuse you?
I need to get that on 4K for sure.
It never came out in 4K yet.
Wait, what?
Part 1
first
came
one
out,
did,
and they never,
yeah.
yeah, they never put out Aliens yet.
Really? Son of a biscuit.
Surprising. And then
August 1st. Poor Mike. I didn't know it was Poor Mike.
Yeah, it's Poor Mike.
Damn. Oh, that sucks. Oh, good to see you, Poor Mike.
Always a pleasure to have you, Mike.
I've been kind of, dude, I've been just so busy. I haven't been with the YouTube community in a while.
My Google got messed up. Everybody's Google's messed up constantly. August 1st that year, Friday the 13th, Part 6, Jason Lives, my second favorite Friday the 13th movie, and the worst movie probably ever made, Howard the Duck.
Disagree.
It's terrible.
It is not. I remember loving Leah, what's her face?
Leah Thompson.
Yeah, Leah Thompson, when I was like, 9 or 10, so yeah. That's all I'm going to say.
And then a great 2 weeks of movies came out right after that. One Crazy Summer, which was a dumb movie, but kind of entertaining during that time. She's Gotta Have It by Spike Lee.
Stand By Me.
Stand By Me came out, and Transformers the movie.
Yeah.
Guess which one I saw in the theaters?
Stand By Me?
Nope, Transformers.
What?
That was way more important to me at that point in my life.
I can't blame you for that.
Entertaining as fuck, though. The week later, though, 2 movies, one that caught up with me later and one early on.
Oh, The Fly.
The Fly by David Cronenberg. And then Manhunter.
Ooh, yeah.
Manhunter was fucking great.
Yeah, I didn't see that till way later. But
I think that was Michael Mann who directed that too.
Was it? No.
The first one I think was Michael Mann.
Heat 2. Heat 2. That's all I got to say. Heat 2.
Brian Cox was in it. Dennis Farina. Stephen Lang. Michael Mann.
Holy jaboli. Damn.
It's The Fly with Cronenberg. I mean, Brundle Fly.
Yeah, it's so
great. 2 of the weirdest fucking movies ever came out 2 weeks after that. Night of the Creeps with the great Tom Atkins. And Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2. Dennis Hopper gets into a chainsaw duel with Leatherface.
Classic.
Dennis Hopper's
classic.
Blue Velvet by David Lynch comes out that year.
Was that what's her face? Nope, never mind. I'm thinking of Blue Lagoon.
Oh no, Blue Lagoon. Oh, that was a whole other.
Yeah, it was a whole other thing. Yep. Never mind.
Crocodile Dundee came out that year.
Oh yeah, that's not a knife. That's a knife.
Yeah. Peggy Sue Got Married with Nicolas Cage. The Color of Money.
That's a good one.
That was good, especially going back to Paul Newman's character early on in his career.
Jumpin' Jack Flash.
Trick or Treat with Skippy from Family Ties playing a metalhead who has a satanic heavy metal singer come back.
I haven't seen that one.
Gary Oldman.
Oh, Isabella Rossellini.
An American Tail was also a big animated movie back then.
Side note, that was Ross's hall pass on Friends.
Oh, Isabella Rossellini.
And then
wasn't she on there?
Off, And then he actually met her at the cafe, and so then he like wanted to put her back on. Like, oh, you were my hall pass. Anyway, punk.
The end of the year had some wild ones. Heartbreak Ridge. I love. It's one of those weird war movies where like it's the end of like Eastwood doing those type of movies that I really liked. The Golden Child came out with Eddie Murphy, which was terrible. The Three Amigos and Platoon with Charlie Sheen giving some of the best monologues.
Hey, just breezed right over Little Shop of Horrors. Come on, man.
I was in the war part. But yes, Little Shop of Horrors, Rick Moranis, and it had a very nihilistic ending that was very surprising. For my 1986 brain at the time.
Yeah. We're getting closer.
1987. I sadly saw this movie in the theater, the first movie on the list, Leonard Part 6.
Oh my God, I've heard about this.
It's terrible.
Is it like really awful?
It's fucking terrible. It really is. And this is where you see like sequels really starting to come back. American Ninja 2, The Confrontation, Meatballs 3. Like just some
Jane
dumb
Fonda.
shit.
Okay. Meatballs 3, baby. 3? Wait,
yeah.
I don't remember seeing 3.
Stepfather was
Zombie High.
I never saw Zombie High. I saw a lot of bullshit. February 27th, though, had 2 movies that I liked both of. Nightmare on Elm Street 3, The Dream Warriors, which is the second best movie in it, and Some Kind of Wonderful.
I don't know if I've seen Some Kind of Wonderful.
It was another one of the...
Leah Thompson? Oh my God.
Yes, with Eric...
Estrada?
No. The one from Mask and Fly
Stoltz.
2. Stoltz, yes.
Okay, so who directed that? Howard Deutsch? Dutch? John Hughes, producer and screenwriter. Oh, I'd probably like it.
It was really good.
Oh, dude, that is the one I've seen a music. It's someone did a music video of it for a song. I can't remember what song it was. I think it might have been
part of it was
Kitty,
in the video
maybe.
I sent you yesterday.
Yeah, and I want to watch that movie now because of that music video. So.
Mannequin came out that year. Let's see. Hollywood Shuffle, Angel Heart, which had Lisa Bonet in it with Mickey Rourke. Evil Dead 2.
Weird talk, real quick. I think I actually liked the Mannequin when I was a kid, but like now I don't.
Oh, Kim Cattrall was just insane.
She was all right.
Heat came out that year, which
the romance Heat, right?
No.
It wasn't romance Heat, or was it his first attempt at Heat? Because he did it twice. Did you know that?
Oh God, Burt Reynolds is in it. Fuck no.
Okay,
that's not the Heat I know.
No.
Ooh, confused me for a minute. Probably the first version of
it. Yeah, he's fucking classic gore. I love Nick Cave. Weird story. I didn't know who Nick Cave was until Scream. That was the first time.
Red Right Hand.
Cave, so yeah.
Lethal Weapon came out March 6th that year.
Classic.
Evil Dead 2, Raising Arizona by the Coens. Blind Date with Bruce Willis and the one who Kim Basinger.
Yeah. No wait.
Silent Night, Deadly Night 2, which was yes, it was Kim Basinger.
Oh yeah, it was.
Project X was with Matthew Broderick with an ape. Creepshow 2, The River's Edge, which I remember was pretty good. The Gate, which was satanic with fireworks. Beverly Hills Cop 2. Ernest Goes to Camp.
My brother loved the Ernest movies. I mean, I gotta give Ernest props. That was good stuff.
Harry and the Hendersons.
Oh,
Predator.
Hold up. De Palma, The Untouchables.
Yes.
God damn, Dan.
Predator and Witches of Eastwick came out 3 weeks later.
Witches of Eastwick.
But Predator, The Expendables before The Expendables,
Right.
with every fucking like.
I love how there's a whole Reddit thread on that the Indian dude. I can't remember his name.
There was a video about how maybe he didn't die, and I'm like,
maybe he survived, and I'm like, are you kidding me? Just because they didn't show it doesn't mean he didn't die. Like, but I mean, I guess maybe, I don't know. Like,
I didn't see 9.5 Weeks.
But yeah, is that Kim Basinger too?
Yes, it is, with Mickey Rourke.
Yeah, that's right. I always remember seeing the cover of that at the video store and be like, I wonder if that's got like sexy stuff in it, because I'd rent that. But I never did. Kim Basinger was hot though for a while.
Yeah.
Full Metal Jacket.
Yeah, Full Metal Jacket, Dragnet, Spaceballs came out the week before that.
That's crazy.
Adventures in Babysitting.
Yeah.
Inner Space came out that same week. Revenge of the Nerds 2, Nerds in Paradise. RoboCop and Jaws 4 came out the same week.
That's the best Jaws movie, isn't it? Jaws 4.
Oof. Robert. I'll buy that for $1. The SUX 6000.
RoboCop though?
Yeah.
I loved it.
Summer School La Bamba, I low-key love.
Yeah, that was pretty good. I like that too. That was on TV a lot in the 90s.
So. Yeah, Lost Boys came out July 31st that year. The 4K disc is getting ready to come out next month.
Sweet.
Masters of the Universe. Dolph Lundgren as He-Man. Terrible.
Yeah.
House 2, the second story, that was not good. Hellraiser came out in September 11th, which is my mom's birthday. Or would have been. So that's kind of funny that came out the same day as her birthday, and that's her favorite series.
How old would she have been? Like this year or something?
71.
Damn.
Near Dark, Catherine Bigelow's first big screen movie before Point Break.
Oh, gore.
Adventures of Babysit, like that was the guy who plays Kingpin in the Daredevil series.
No.
Yes.
Is it
younger? Yeah, it was D'Onofrio younger.
Get out of town.
Not fucking kidding.
Crazy.
I
like that
John Carpenter's Prince of Darkness comes out that year. Death Wish 4, Less Than Zero. If you want to see James Spader basically turn Tony Stark into a gay hooker, that is the movie for you.
That actually sounds like an interesting premise.
Great movie. Flowers in the Attic came out. If you want that little incest thing, 3 Men and a Baby. Planes, Trains, and Automobiles.
Dude, 3 Men and a Baby. I remember, I think I was just coming to that age where like I could start remembering movie promotions and all that stuff. God, that movie was huge.
Wall Street with Martin Sheen and Charlie Sheen in the same movie. Moonstruck, which got Nicolas Cage his first Oscar. Probably only Oscar.
Hold up. No Way Out. Underrated Kevin Costner.
Oh, yes. And, oh, God, I can't remember the actress who was in that.
Hold on, I'll cheat and look it up real quick. Susan Atwell? Oh, wait, Sean Young.
Yes.
No. Dude, oh, God, yeah. Blade Runner? Come on. She's big. I loved her for a while there. I don't know what happened.
Spader played sinister characters. Yes, Gore like 100%. So when him and Robert Downey Jr. were both cast for Avengers, I was just like, bad
Dude,
times for Iron Man.
I will never apologize. I love Spader as Ultron. I still do. And actually, if you go back now and watch it, it has way more weight with all the things he says and does in that movie.
When
and
he
then
starts singing the Pinocchio song.
Did you watch that video on YouTube, or did I send that to John, where the guy broke down Ultron's like flashes when he was learning? And like
you probably John.
Yeah. Dude, oh my god, so good. So good.
Eddie Murphy's Raw came out.
I wouldn't like it, but nobody cares what he thinks.
Eddie Murphy's Raw came out.
Oh yeah.
Which was one of the biggest comedy specials at the time. Good Morning Vietnam.
Huge. Oh, my dad loved Good Morning Vietnam.
My stepdad loved that movie.
I mean, Robin Williams, man. Rest in peace. That guy was amazing. Amazon Women on the Moon. You just skipped over that, you know.
I never liked that movie.
Princess Bride.
That wasn't 1987, was it?
Yeah.
Or 1986. Shit.
87.
Fuck, how did I miss?
How did you miss that, Dan?
I don't know.
You need to put that Balvenie away.
I got some really shitty stuff listed for 88. I can tell you that.
Dude, 88 was a stellar year, let me tell you.
Return of the Living Dead Part 2. Action Jackson.
Oh god.
Bloodsport.
Wait, The Sicilian. What? How have I not seen that? Who's that? Oh, nobody I know in that. Terrence Stamp. Christopher Lambert. John Turturro? What? No way.
Sleepaway Camp 2, which recast the main actress, and it was Bruce Springsteen's sister. Switching Channels, which was with... Whoa,
hold up. Wait, did you say Sleepaway Camp 2?
Yes.
Wait, are you in 88 now?
Yes.
What the fuck? I'm still in 87. The hell? What the hell? Okay. I'm caught up now.
Beetlejuice. Beetlejuice.
Beetlegeist.
Yes. The Seventh Sign came out. I barely remember that.
Above the Law? Hell yeah.
I don't think I ever saw that.
Wait, what? Isn't that Seagal? I think so. Yeah, it is. Nico Toscani. Oh, Sharon Stone is his co-star.
Colors came out. I remember that had the Ice-T song Colors.
White Palace. I've never seen that.
Shakedown, I kind of remember. Friday the 13th, Part 7. It's Jason versus Carrie, basically. Willow came out by the...
Is that New Blood? Is that one you're talking
Yes.
about?
Hey, what's up, man?
Rambo 3.
Is that the one where he goes back to free the POWs?
I think so. Honestly, I don't remember.
Killer Clowns from Outer Space came out by the Chiodo brothers. Funny Farm came out. I remember that was kind of a big deal. Bull Durham, great fucking movie. Tim Robbins, Susan Sarandon, and Kevin Costner. The Great Outdoors was fantastic. Red Heat came out. I remember that was kind of a big deal. That was Schwarzenegger and oh god, I can't remember the brother's name. Belushi. Jim
Dude,
Belushi.
Funny Farm. You didn't like that?
It was okay. Like, it wasn't my favorite.
It's either my dad or my mom used to just love that movie.
Who Framed Roger Rabbit and Coming to America came out 2 weeks apart.
Wow, look at the box office for those.
Yes, for back then. 351 million for Who Framed Roger Rabbit, 289 for Coming to America. Wow. And I feel like I have to let everybody know that Corey Haim and Corey Feldman were a big deal. So, like, License to Drive did 22 million. Short Circuit 2, Phantasm 2, one of my favorite bad horror movies. Clint Eastwood's The Deadpool came out. Die Hard came out in the theaters at July, not Christmas time. 139 million.
That's why they say Christmas in July, because of Die Hard.
Fish Called Wanda, which I kind of like. Midnight Run, which is a classic. Caddyshack 2 and Big Top Pee-wee. Cocktail with Tom Cruise was fairly big deal. The Blob remake. Clean and Sober, I remember being kind of a big deal at the time. I want to say that was nominated for an award. Last Temptation of Christ, which almost basically ended not Coppola. The Goodfellas.
God dang it,
Scorsese.
Cinema Paradiso. I need to see that. I haven't seen that either.
Unbearable Lightness of Being. I remember barely. Mac and Me, the McDonald's-funded Alien movie.
Oh, that's not this. Oh, wait. That's Mac and Cheese. Never mind.
Yeah. Tucker, the Man in His Dreams. I kind of remember. Young Guns.
Oh. Is that your favorite Western?
No, Tombstone would be my favorite.
Wow.
It's up there in my top 3 at least. Young Guns 2 actually is more entertaining than Part 1. But Young Guns is wildly entertaining in the, like, so bad it's good. It was like the Expendables of young actors at the time. We're like, this guy's hot, get him. This guy's hot, go get him.
Yeah.
What was it? Emilio Estevez, Lou Diamond Phillips, Kiefer Sutherland.
Fun fact, Gore. Dangerous Liaisons is actually Rachel's favorite movie on Friends, but she claims it's Weekend at Bernie's. Throw that out there. I know everybody loves Friends, so I gotta always throw those references.
Nightmare on Elm Street, the Dream Master comes out. Not as good as Part 3.
Yeah, it was all right.
My favorite baseball movie comes out in September 1st, though. 8 Men Out.
Really? That's of all time? That's your favorite?
That's one of my favorites. I think the whole conspiracy of it all is what really gets me, and the historical thing behind it of how they all got kicked out. And then John Cusack at the end with the shoeless Joe Jackson. We're like, you ever see him play? Yeah, he was the best. Dead Ringers by Cronenberg comes out. Gorillas in the Mist.
Ooh.
Elvira. Mistress of the Dark comes out. Halloween 4, The Return of Michael Myers, the thing that got the franchise back on track for at least one movie.
Pure evil.
Yes. Pure and simple evil.
R.I.P. Dr. Loomis.
I met him as a boy, 6 years old. The darkest eyes, the blackest eyes, the devil's eyes. I tried for 15 years to cure him. The last 6 trying to keep him imprisoned. Alien Nation, which became a TV series, I actually really liked.
Huh. I don't know if I ever saw it. The Accused.
The Accused was good. Weirdly, I remember the weird sex in it more than anything else. Child's Play.
Pumpkinhead,
Yes. U2's Rattle and Hum, which was weird. They Live. Live, which had the greatest fight scene ever between Keith David and Rowdy Roddy Piper.
As we were going through 80s in my head anyway, while I had time, I was trying to think. I don't know if I can pick a favorite Carpenter movie, but They Live is definitely in my top 3 for sure.
And it's the messiest of all of them, too.
I don't even care.
I've come here to chew gum and kick ass.
The action.
And unfortunately, I'm all out of bubble gum.
The scientific and like the futuristic just vision that he had for the whole movie. Like,
so the humorous thing, John Carpenter hadn't watched TV in 15 years. And he was in downtime and started watching TV and just kept seeing the commercialism of it all.
God, yeah, I can't imagine.
And that's what made him write the movie.
All the commercials on YouTube are about to make me start writing a movie about them.
Yeah. Scrooge comes out that year. Scrooge, top 10 Christmas movie, I'd say at least.
Yeah.
A lot of animated ones are probably further up on my list. Naked Gun and Tequila Sunrise come out the same year. Tequila Sunrise was Kurt Russell, I think.
Iron Eagle 2.
Yes. Mississippi Burning. I remember that was a big one. Twins. Dirty Rotten Scoundrels. I'm Gonna Get You, Sucker, by the Wayans brothers. It's a favorite of mine. Rain Man.
So good.
Working Girl.
Shit. Wow, Rain Man really cleaned house that year. Holy cow.
Dangerous Liaisons, which was a great movie. Hellbound, Hellraiser 2. It's all about the heightening. Rain Man cleaned up that year. I mean,
I'm pretty sure that was Hans Zimmer's first scores was Rain Man.
Because Dustin Hoffman in that movie, there was no way they weren't going to win a shitload.
Yeah, composer Hans Zimmer. Boom.
1989, where shit gets weird. Deep Star 6 with the monster clam was one.
I haven't seen that.
It's bad.
Watch it.
Gleaming the Cube, the Christian Slater skateboarding movie where he fights crime.
Yeah, I don't know.
The Fly 2 with Eric Stoltz. Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure. Pretty classic.
Wait, who's Harry Crumb?
I didn't like that one.
What?
I wasn't a fan.
I think my mom used to love that, I believe.
A movie I did love, though, The Burbs.
John Candy.
Burbs with Tom Hanks.
Pleasant surprise watching Career Opportunities, and John Candy is the boss at Target.
Yep.
Oh my God. Oh, I loved it. That was so classic. Anyway, sorry.
Toxic Avenger 2. Another movie with the two Coreys, Dream a Little Dream. Lean on Me, which very early on, big movie during that time. Skin Deep, I remember being big, but I wasn't big for me. Adventures of Baron Munchausen, another like weird fucking movie. We're in 1989, John.
John, thanks for coming back. We missed you.
Fletch Lives. Leviathan, a Peter Weller underwater horror movie I really liked.
I've heard people talk about that, and I don't think I've seen that one.
976 Evil.
Yeah,
When you call Satan on a pay line.
Yeah, I think I've seen that.
The biggest movie probably that resounds more, Heathers.
Yeah, that is on Amazon Prime, I think, right now. I believe, and I have not seen it, so I need to watch it. Doesn't that have what's her face in it?
Winona Ryder.
Yeah, Winona Ryder.
Somehow I missed Brazil in 1985.
Brazil?
Damn, yeah. Shit.
I don't know
him. It was Mastodon who.
No, is that a horror movie?
No. Brazil was like a sci-fi, like Terry Gilliam movie.
Really? Donnie the Mastodon? Is that Donnie?
Yes.
Mastodon Comics and Music? I don't like that new name.
Major League in April of that year. Major League, one of my favorite baseball movies. It's top 5.
It's a classic.
Say Anything. Cusack, Ione Sky, Peter Gabriel's Your Eyes with the playing outside. He didn't want to sell anything processed or work with anything processed. He just wanted to kickbox and hang out with his girlfriend.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of a kid I didn't know that didn't hold a boombox out in front of a girl's window.
Can't think of any now, brother.
Can't think of any. You're behind, John. You're about 3 years behind.
One of the major things of counter programming, April 21st that year, Field of Dreams versus Pet Sematary.
So maybe I'm just an idiot. I am confused as to the spelling of cemetery.
I don't question it. I just type it how
was
it is.
Was that a Stephen King thing, or is it like?
I think it was a Stephen King thing.
Okay, because I thought I looked it up once and Googled it and I couldn't find. I don't know. So it's probably just a Stephen King thing, I guess.
Yeah.
But I noticed other people when they reference the movie, they'll actually use the cemetery like spelling, like.
Yeah. Field of Dreams. I mean, listen, there's no way to watch that movie without getting caught up in your feelings one way or another.
Absolutely not. If you have any ounce of warm blood in your body, there's no way to watch that without getting feelings.
Also, like the fact Ray Liotta did that the year before Goodfellas, and that's probably his 2 greatest movies.
True. Also, Burt Lancaster, man, classic. R.I.P.
Yeah. And even James Earl Jones?
You know what I noticed? There's that redheaded chick, Annie, I think is her name. Is his wife, Costner's wife.
Yeah.
She was in like some 80's like teen movies or something at the beginning of the 80's, I think.
Oh, I'm sure.
Which is like weird because I always thought she was like 10, 15 years older than most of them, but I don't know. Whatever. It is what it is. There was some movie with Keanu Reeves where she was like, I think it was The King of Pennsylvania or something like that.
I don't think I ever saw that.
But oh my god, like I just was like, huh. Strike is like kind of like a teen.
This to me was like the height of like the 80's because again, like,
well, yeah, it's 89, so you know.
We had K9 come out, which was terrible, and it had the untalented brother of John Belushi in it.
Hey, bite your tongue.
Loverboy, which was terrible.
Scandal.
And then Earth Girls Are Easy came out the same week as Return of Swamp Thing, and then See No Evil, Hear No Evil.
That's a Pryor movie, right?
Yes, Pryor and Gene Wilder.
Oh, Gene Wilder.
Fright Night Part 2 and Roadhouse came out the same week. My big memory of Roadhouse was anytime Sam Elliott put his hair back in a ponytail, you knew shit was about to go down. But the highlight of the year comes out the week later. Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade.
Gore, I'd be interested to hear your reasoning for not liking Field of Dreams. I want that breakdown, man. Do a YouTube video on that, please.
An essay.
Yeah, Indiana Jones and the Last, or do one of those no faces voiceovers. Dude, those things are huge on YouTube. Indiana Jones: The Last Crusade, absolutely.
It was great. I mean,
come on, man. And am I weird? But that the chick that was bad, I think she was.
Oh yeah.
I still was kind of like into her a little bit in the beginning. Not gonna lie. What was her name?
Ivanka. I for some reason I'm thinking Trump's daughter's name Ivanka, and that's not it.
No. Come on. What's her name?
Nadia. I don't know. It's some German.
What was her name
something.
in the movie? Like,
I haven't watched it in a
Dr.
while.
Elsa Schneider.
Elsa.
Allison Duty. Oh my god. Allison Duty. That's a unfortunate name, but yeah, I was into her for sure.
So in June of that year, 3 of the weirdest movies could have come out in the same week. Dead Poet Society, which Robin Williams.
Yeah.
The Hulk Hogan vehicle, No Holds Barred. And Vampire's Kiss, which is the most unhinged Nick Cage movie.
So, backstory. This was the first time I've ever went to a movie without my parents. Me and my brother went with my friend and his older brother, who was kind of like babysitting us a little bit. No Holds Barred was the first movie I saw without my parents. Hey, it's classic. Come on, man. Come on, brother.
Let me tell you something, brother. I'm out here with my 36-inch pythons.
Classic. I still wanted to be. I had that Hulkamania running through my veins.
I think I was always a little bit of Macho Man. Oh yeah.
Hey,
I feel wrong doing that now after.
I used to do a
the
great macho impression. Actually, my family would always make me do it like Thanksgiving and Christmas, but then it started hurting my throat, so I stopped doing it.
I'm gonna come down there, yeah.
Oh god, so much fun.
Star Trek V: The Final Frontier came out that year, which I think that was the one with the space whales.
Yeah.
Or that maybe that was the Voyage Home. I can't remember.
But
Ghostbusters 2 came out June 16th.
I liked it.
Bobby Brown had the "We're on Our Own" song to it. It was out there quite a bit. Not as good as the first one, but it was entertaining.
Fair enough, Gore.
And then a cultural awakening happened. And I believe this was the beginning of nerd culture.
This was the beginning. Absolutely.
The Batman by Tim Burton came out. I can't express how much it made comics okay. There were people shaving bat symbols in the back of their head.
Yep.
Like, part of me was happy that it was being accepted, and the other part was mad because I was goofed on for loving Batman.
What?
But
I'm
this
so
movie,
glad I missed that stage. Like, I came into the prime time of like it was okay if you like Batman. So
yes, people were upset about Mr. Mom being Batman.
I didn't get that at the time.
The internet didn't exist at the time, so it was just you had to actually write letters.
Luckily, I was out. I wasn't old enough to like write letters or read that stuff. But like, yeah, looking back on it, I can kind of get it though, because not gonna cap on this. When Heath Ledger was cast as the Joker, my immediate gut reaction was, "What the fuck? The guy from Brokeback, really?"
Yeah, I saw this. I saw it 8 times in the theater.
But which one?
Yes,
Batman.
Yeah.
Holy shit! I think I only saw it twice. But if I'd been,
there was nothing else going on. I was in 7th or 8th grade at the time. 7th grade.
If I'd had a job or my own transportation, I probably would have seen it more than twice for sure. But yeah, it's classic.
And again, like, it was just one of those weird, like, cultural things where it was just like shit. And then Prince did the soundtrack and the Danny Elfman score. Like,
dude, I remember that Prince song being on MTV all the time.
Bat Dance.
Yeah, Bat Dance. Yeah.
Doom, 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 doom. Go with a smile.
Good though. It was good.
Honey, I Shrunk the Kids came out that same week.
I like that movie. It's all right.
So the Batman did 411 million. Honey, I Shrunk the Kids, 222 million, both same day.
That's more of a kids movie.
Yeah, but I mean, it's still impressive. Ghostbusters 2 did 216 million.
But also, wasn't there a lot of parents that were pissed about Batman because they thought it was too dark?
Oh yeah, yeah.
They were
100%.
taking their kids and like, I mean, come on, like it's Tim Burton. Well, I guess maybe they didn't know this at the time, but I don't know.
Do the Right Thing came out the week after that
That's a pretty good movie.
with Great Balls of Fire also that same week, the Jerry Lee Lewis movie. Weekend at Bernie's came out 2 weeks after that, and 3 weeks after that, Lethal Weapon 2.
I have a soft spot for the second one. I don't know what it is.
Oh no, it was good. Like,
I like to make fun of that fat South African guy. What's his name? Fuck. I don't know. He's a dick. He's got diplomatic immunity.
Diplomatic immunity.
Yeah. Anyway.
License to Kill and When Harry Met Sally came out the same week. The Weird Al vehicle, UHF, came out a week after that.
I love that movie.
It's funny.
It is fun.
Friday the 13th, Jason Takes Manhattan, where he's never actually in Manhattan, came out July 28th that year. And Turner and Hooch.
Hey. When Harry Met Sally.
Yes.
Not a fan?
I mean, I don't care either way. Like,
Okay.
I'm not a fan. It's just, it came out and I'd say it was like when you eat a salad, you're like, oh, that's fine.
See, the soundtrack was great. Harry Connick Jr. Amazing. That's all I'm gonna say.
Parenthood came out. The movie that I think is very divisive came out by Jim Cameron, The Abyss.
Oh,
that summer.
I thought you were gonna say Sex, Lies, and Videotape.
No, The Abyss was a Sex, Lies, and Videotape. I remember, didn't that win an award or was up for Oscars?
I don't know.
I think it was up for an Oscar.
Wasn't that the start of What's His Face with the sunglasses?
Because it was James Spader and Annie McDowell.
Oh. Okay.
Uncle Buck came out. Nightmare on Elm Street, The Dream Child, which was terrible.
Uncle Buck. Oh my god.
Uncle Buck was fun.
My brother loved that.
Little Monsters with Fred Savage. Kickboxer. The Jean-Claude Van Damme. Wham bam, thank you, Van Damme. Black Rain, which was with Michael Douglas. I remember being fairly good. Drugstore Cowboy with Matt Dillon.
Kidnapped or something?
I believe so. I just remember it was the Yakuza.
It was okay.
Halloween 5, The Revenge of Michael Myers, which was not good. Look Who's Talking. That was the first kind of almost Travolta comeback.
Yeah.
Uncle Buck and Macaulay Culkin, if I recall, was in that.
What's your favorite John Candy film? That's, my brother would probably agree with that. We watched that VHS. Actually, my brother wanted to watch that every day, like in the summer, and it just, like, I love it, but man, he was getting on my nerves because he's my brother. And I'm like, let's watch Uncle Buck. Let's watch Uncle Buck. I'm like, God dang it, Keith. We just watched it last night and the night before that. Come on, man. Let's watch something different. But yeah, it is classic though.
A movie I love, hate, Best of the Best. It was one of those cable movies that was on a lot. Eric Roberts is a karate expert in the contest. Yeah. My Left Foot, which was Daniel Day-Lewis, if I recall. Little Mermaid came out.
Really?
Yep, November 15th that year.
That's the one that had all the secret sexual messages.
Yes. Steel Magnolias. All Dogs Go to Heaven.
Oh.
Harlem Nights, which was kind of funny.
Yeah.
National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation.
Back to the Future Part 2.
Where did I miss it? Oh, yeah, November 22nd.
Skip right over that.
I got transfixed. She-Devil, the Roseanne Barr vehicle.
God, yeah.
Driving Miss Daisy. Morgan Freeman won an Oscar that year.
I didn't see that till really late in my life, but it's
Yeah,
good.
Daniel Day-Lewis Masson, he won for My Left Foot. I remember that was like I think where he first got on everybody's radars because of that movie.
Really?
Glory won a shitload of awards
Oh,
that year.
dude, I'm telling you right now, maybe John would agree, but Glory is a severely underrated, underappreciated Civil War movie for sure.
Well, the
And
amount of
story.
fucking actors in there was fantastic. Who they had in there?
Yeah, I mean Denzel I think
Yes,
before he got big. There's a lot of other. Who else was in there?
I thought Morgan Freeman was in it too.
Morgan Freeman. There's this guy that was on the X-Files that played the asshole major. That was like racist, I think. At first, anyway, obviously. I can't remember his name, but he was in the X-Files later. Yeah, Glory, easily top 3 for sure, Donnie. Yep, absolutely. Yep.
Andre
Live.
Brower, yes.
Yeah, there's a dude. That cast is just so rich, full of potential and eventual superstars, and also what's his face, Matthew Broderick. I mean, come on.
The Wizard with Fred Savage, the Nintendo paid for vehicle where they play Mario 3 in it.
That's all right.
Born on the 4th of July.
Carrie Ells, yes. Or
Born on the 4th of July with Tom Cruise was very good.
I don't know how to say
Carrie
that.
Elwes, yes.
Okay. Tango Cash.
That is the most homoerotic fucking tag team movie I've ever watched. That shower scene was so fucking long.
Every time it was on TV, I used to watch it. It's so weird. So good.
Especially with the like Stallone's like, I want to be the smart one. I want to be the one who knows like stocks and math and shit. Yeah. I mean, classic. There's that fucking movie Over the Top with him in it.
Holy shit, that was Michael Moore's first documentary, Roger and Me?
Yes.
Damn. Didn't realize it was that long ago.
So the story like behind the Over the Top was basically they came to Stallone 7 times and finally the amount they offered him got to be so big he couldn't turn it down.
Yeah.
And like he's pimping out his son in it. He's like, I want you to arm wrestle this dude. Man, I'm gonna put money on you. Sex Lies and Videotape. Spader, yes, that was. I remember Andy McDowell was kind of a sex object back then.
I can't believe Stallone's son died so young. That's crazy.
Yeah, I guess when your dad's famous, you got that on your.
I mean, but he was like, supposedly he was clean, so it wasn't drugs or nothing. It was arteriosclerosis, I think. Arteries. Maybe he was doing roids. I don't know, but
yeah, it could be.
Slav is
Listen, son, it's hard to be 70 and be this jacked. I don't know what you want me to do.
Yeah, HGH is a hell of a drug.
So, like, Sex Lies Videotape, is that really what launched the indie wave? Because I remember Slackers being the one that's talked about a lot, like Richard Linklater. There was a couple, like, I remember the second indie wave was when Boondock Saints hit. Because that was one of those weird like indie movies that had such an underground following. Even though if you watch that documentary about the guy who made Boondock Saints, you want to fucking choke him out.
I don't watch that documentary.
It's fascinating and like you just hate everybody in it. But if you like Friday the 13th, I think someone uploaded on YouTube too. The Crystal Lake Memories documentary, it's like almost 13 hours. If you got the time and the interest, there's some fascinating shit in there. Trying to think of some other interesting stuff. Slacker was 1990. Videotape was early in the film festival 89. I just remember Slacker is the one that maybe it's because Kevin Smith always refers to Slacker as being the movie that he went and saw that influenced him to do Clerks. Spike Lee also was another one of the indie circuit at the beginning with She's Gotta Have It and School Days. I think it was School Days. Yeah, it's weird. Like, I don't know what point I got it really into indie movies, but I guess horror kind of always was indie. So, like, I kind of always had.
Yeah, that really could be. Yeah, horror.
But I do remember in particular. Oh God. Oh yeah, Cronenberg has done some interesting, like, I guess they'd be indie. Jim Jarmusch. I hate mumblecore. I fucking hate mumblecore movies.
Mumblecore, what's that? I don't know what that is.
It's basically where the dialogue is just mush mouth. Like,
okay.
Like, Cronenberg, I do respect the fact that he's kind of just done whatever the fuck he felt like doing. There's something really interesting about that. Crash in particular was one. I don't know who the fuck that movie was for.
Which one? The original or the
No, Crash was the one. There was two Crashes that came out. There was one that was up for the Oscar, and the other one was about stump sex.
Right.
Like amputee sex. And probably Cronenberg's The Fly is probably his best movie, in my opinion. He's just got such an interesting
films because I don't know him offhand.
He was also in Clive Barker's Nightbreed playing the serial killer in it, Dr. Decker, which I thought was a good role of his.
Have you seen Cosmopolis?
A long time ago. I don't remember it off the top of my head, though, but I do remember watching it. Like, if I had to sum up the 80s, though, I'd have to say that it was a lot of, like, lowbrow comedy that hit big as cult favorites. And I'd say action movies.
Yeah, for sure.
Like, early on, the horror slasher movies probably took over, and then just year by year, it kind of slimmed down.
Oh, so he did Videodrome?
Yes.
And Jason X?
He was in it. He wouldn't direct it.
Oh, he did that Nicole Kidman movie To Die For? That's funny.
I kind of remember that being decent.
I remember thinking she was hot in that, but then I don't remember thinking she was hot any other time, so I don't know. Interesting. Yeah, I would have to say The Fly is probably his best for me.
I mean, just the sheer shock value of it, especially when, like, his ear falls. He's like, putting this in the Brundle Museum.
It's so good, man.
Gina Davis was great in it, and, like,
Jim Jarmusch.
Jim Jarmusch, yeah, he's the mumblecore guy. There was another movie because what
1903?
1990 or is it 91 was Terminator 2, if I recall.
It was 92.
Or was it 92? Because then Jurassic Park was right after that, and
Jurassic Park was 93. So
Independence Day was the one right after that. Because I just remember there was like a summer where it was just like
95?
boom, 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 and then you get into Demolition Man. I love that movie. I love that movie. I'm trying to think, like, the 90s were so weird. I mean, the 80s were weird, but 1990s like started to get real weird.
I think there was a lot of creative freedom in the 90s. As much as there was a lot of garbage, there was still some
I
gems
think
that came out
there
of it.
was more outside the line studios. It wasn't as many major studios, so you could kind of do a little bit more. Because I mean, then you had like the Weinsteins and Dimension, you had Scream. You started having the British invasion again with Lock, Stock, and Danny Boyle with Train Spotting.
So I still need to see Train Spotting, unfortunately. It sucks.
It's very good. Ballard's Crash, a classic science fiction novel dealing with sexualizing celebrity and automobiles around the 70s, along with High Rise, The Lord of the Flies in a Building. That's what I remember from the 90s. They did that remake of Lord of the Flies.
Yeah.
And I remember that was a huge fucking deal. But I also remember Titanic. Everybody's scared that was going to flop during the 90s. And then it ended up just steadily just crushing for almost a year. And I weirdly only remember Kate Winslet naked.
It's weird how when you're about that age, the stuff you remember, isn't it?
Yeah, like
Uh,
Monica Bellucci was one I remember pretty early on, and then
God, Monica.
Carla Gugino. La Femme Nikita, yes, Le Besson. The Professional was fantastic and creepy all at the same time, with the weird sexualization of a very underage Natalie Portman.
You know, I'm gonna have to. Everybody says that, and like every time I watch it, I guess I just don't. I don't get that vibe. I can kind of step outside myself and like see where people were getting that.
No, but it's a real like litmus test for your buddies if you're watching it when they start making comments. And you're like,
oh, I gotcha.
like,
Because I always thought it was more like it was like the kid he never had, and he just like loved her that way.
No. I'm saying the way people react to her in the movie.
Oh, okay,
Not,
yeah. Okay.
Like,
Sorry.
it's a litmus test for like your friends that might be pedos, where you're just like,
Gotcha. Wrong page, same book.
like, she's, I was like, no, I'm not gonna even have the conversation right now. I'm just gonna Rolodex this shit. If I have kids, you ain't coming around.
Moment of silence. Why?
I think he's just meaning.
Oh, just in honor of. Okay, she didn't die. If she died, I'm dead. So, top 3: Monica Bellucci.
Yeah, she's still alive.
Jennifer Connelly. And Audrey Hepburn. Those are my 3 generational picks. Anyway, moment of silence. Monica Bellucci.
Boy, oh boy. I gotta say, early on though, like Jenny Agutter was real early on. That was a thing for me. Of course, Wonder Woman, Linda Carter growing up, like, whew. But Jennifer Connelly was a big one for me, especially because like I grew up like with her constantly, like everywhere.
I don't know where I went away for a while. I did not grow up with Jennifer Connelly. I'm just discovering her now.
She went away for a while, and then she came back, and then she was older, and I was like, still hot.
Take that back. I discovered her in Beautiful Mind, I think.
Never saw that.
Oh, dude. You need to check that out.
There was a weird thing where I was like against Russell Crowe.
I get it, but like make an exception for this because it's a fantastic movie.
No, it was just one of those weird things. I had no reason for it. It was just like, this dude's everywhere now, especially
Gladiator.
The Gladiator was fun. It was that movie where he was He was the captain of the ship.
Oh, I did not see that one. That's like the only one everyone brings up. I didn't see it.
That was the one I was just like, this is excess.
By that point, I had gotten to the okay. I've had enough of Russell Crowe. Master and Commander, I think.
Yes, that was it. It was the Nathaniel Hornblower.
Watch it. I remember talking to him about it.
But then again, there's like weird movies that I like more than a lot of other people do. One of them is the Michael Crichton movie 13th Warrior, based off the story Eaters of the Dead with Antonio Banderas. I love that movie. It's not great, but like it entertains the fuck out of me.
I've seen 13 Ghosts.
13 Ghosts. Especially that was when Shannon Elizabeth was like at her peak.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Anyway, we need to talk about career opportunities.
That is a movie.
That is an 80s movie. So don't at me because it started filming production in November 7th of 1989 and lasted 6 weeks. So technically, it's an 80s movie.
Just give me the video of her on the horse.
Dude, I didn't realize. So I didn't see that clip until a different cut of the song, of the one that I sent you, of the different version of it, and I was like, it seems oddly sexual.
Yeah.
Then I saw the context in the movie, and I'm like, okay, this makes sense. But up until that point, I was like, this is I'm getting a little creeped out. But it was good.
Yeah.
I mean, so there was a moment in that movie in the middle where it almost reached greatness, and then it took a turn for Hollywood summer fun.
Yeah.
Home Alone vibes. So, but
I just remember when it came out, like that scene with her on the horse was in the trailer, and I was just like,
yes, please.
I was just like, I don't know what I'm feeling right now.
I gotta see it. I don't know why. I gotta see it.
And I think that was one of the movies like I made my mom rent for our movie nights, and I was just like, Mom's like, this is terrible. I was like, it's awesome.
So it had potential. I think it kind of got floundered a little bit at the end, but oddly enough, was it you? It was somebody else that commented that it was one of the few movies where Frank Whaley wasn't a shady character, but actually he's still pretty shady in this movie. That's what I commented back. I was like, yes, but he's also still shady. But
I feel like that's a Fire Guy Ryan comment.
It might have been, actually. I don't remember.
Either him or Bearded.
It was one of the movie guys, but yeah. No, but I liked it, though. I have a feeling I'm going to be watching it a lot, even though it's not a great movie. It's still fun.
I had to fuck with Ryan. I saw him post that thing about leaving the comic shop for the last time. I was like,
wait, what?
Yeah, he was quitting the comic shop he was working.
Not
focus on other stuff. Huh?
No Geek.
I don't know what comic shop he worked at.
No Geek doing the mystery boxes and stuff?
He's still doing that. He's focusing more on that. He left the comic store.
He left the other. Okay, yeah.
But I was like, you need that Morgan Freeman voiceover. And that's the day Ryan left. And he was like, no, I want it where like I turn out the lights and look back one last time.
Did he get up on a chair and take a knife and etch at the top of the ceiling? Ryan was here.
I don't know. And that's when Ryan realized he fucked up.
Oh God, freaking Ryan.
I had to post that, and he was just like, nope, gonna be like, just turn out the lights one last time, looking behind like Cheers.
Yeah, Gore, I heard that. And I think you're right on the director. But I never read the novel, so I don't know.
There's a fucking shitload of them. I worked at Barnes & Noble for years, and I want to say there's like 32 of them.
They're going to make like sequels or something, and then I don't know what happened.
Honestly, I thought it was going to just end up being a TV series at some point, because I feel like that's what it's mainly like.
No,
I think it would have a better
forget Gallipoli. I brought it up, though, because Dan skipped over it.
I've never seen Gallipoli.
But yeah, I haven't seen it either, so we didn't talk about it much because I'm not gonna try to fake what I don't know. So,
But what I will say is it's 8 minutes to midnight. We've done almost 3 hours.
11. What are you talking about?
My time.
Real time is
on my East Coast time.
Real time is Central time, so Heartland. Yep.
So we mentioned a lot of movies that you might want to check out if you haven't. The chat mentioned some movies that you might want to check out as well.
Definitely go back and read a lot of that.
I'm very much on the horror tip of things, and in the early part of the 80s, like there was some good stuff, and like if you haven't checked out Wes Craven's Nightmare on Elm Street, I don't know what the fuck to tell you at this point.
Oh my god.
Check out John Carpenter's non-Halloween movies. They're a little bit political. John Carpenter's The Thing, though, I think is possibly his best movie. If for nothing else, the creature effect.
I'm not going to argue. But
did you watch it finally?
No, I haven't. But for me right now, it's They Live. So
they were all on Shudder. Like the fuck.
Is it still on Shudder?
Yeah.
Oh well, then I'll watch it. I just like I told you before this week. I mean,
I talked to you about it 3 fucking weeks ago.
Ridiculous. Well, shit.
I mean,
yeah,
I finally sat down and watched fucking Spider-Man No Way Home.
It seemed like it was only a week because it's just been insane.
No, I finally sat down and watched Spider-Man No Way Home. I'm glad I watched a movie everybody fucking spoiled for me. I mean, yeah, it took me a year to see it, but
what'd you think? What'd you think?
Had it not all been spoiled for me already, I probably would have been a little higher on it.
Yeah. Who spoiled it for you? I want to punch him in the face.
The internet. Everyone.
I guess I'll just punch the internet.
Like, even Gambit posting non-spoiler memes, and I'm like, well, I know what that means. Like, the only thing that kind of made me laugh was Andrew Garfield calling Tobey Maguire cool youth pastor.
Oh yeah,
like that made me laugh. I was just like, that. Okay,
I forgot all about that.
Them all freaking out about him having the organic webs.
I loved it.
They're like, ew, that comes out of you? What? How? What?
I know, Gore. I'm in time. I should just be in timeout permanently. There's just so much good stuff that he's seen that I'm just not so far behind on.
So a lot of it for me was just availability.
Yeah.
Like if it wasn't on TV, like I never saw it. Like fucking Das Boot was on more than anything fucking else I've ever seen, and fucking Patton
on Golden Pond.
Yeah, on Golden, but Patton, Jesus Christ, that fucking movie was on so goddamn much. George C. Scott, Rommel, you magnificent bastard! I read all your books.
Can we just say I love the background on the chat? Classic.
Oh,
R.I.P. R.I.P.
Yeah.
What is his name? Paul something?
I don't even know his name. I just know you mess with the bull, you get the horns.
Dude, Judd Nelson. Oh my God. So I think maybe it was someone else I was talking to, but so when I saw this movie, it like changed me because I went from like this innocent, shy kid to this like still shy, but like kind of combative, sarcastic kid because of Judd Nelson. So thank you, Judd Nelson. You changed my whole life.
So I guess on the way out, I am going to recommend a movie that I think is okay and kind of a cool thriller, and that was Black Phone.
Oh.
It's on streaming right now. Ethan Hawke was fucking scary as fuck. And I was not expecting that performance out of him. And
boom. That I need to go back and finish watching that. I
watched season 1 and I never went past that.
Oh, dude, you got to get into at least season 2, 3. I think it was season 4-ish, season 5, when a favorite character of mine was.
Think I started
dispatched.
I think I started watching The Blacklist, and that kind of like took over for
a while. I think it might have been the same thing for me too. I don't know how that worked out, but
Yeah, I think the first 2 seasons of Blacklist I watched pretty religiously, and then I just kind of tail off of that.
I gotta be honest. Most of the seasons, except for maybe the one where season 8. I don't know, but yeah, the rest of them are awesome.
It was like that.
So
that series,
bingeable. So
yeah, the series The Strain I started watching for a while, and then I kind of backed out of that too.
The Strain.
The Guillermo del Toro vampire.
I think you mentioned that before.
It was okay. It just didn't hold my attention as much. But I think that's going to be it for us. It is 2 minutes to midnight. It's been 3 hours. We've talked about a lot of stuff. Thank you, chat, for being involved. And I mean, mainly Gore and Donnie, and Rashid was here for a little bit, and John.
Real quick,
poor Mike.
Top 3 80s movies for you. Personal favorites, not best. Personal favorites. Just right off the top of your head.
Okay. John Carpenter's The Thing. Blade Runner. I'm going to get a lot of shit for this. Aliens.
Nice. Why would you get shit for that? What the hell?
Because I'm a huge Star Wars fan.
I got you.
And leaving that off of there, but I can't put it again. I can't put Empire against any of those 3 movies.
That's fair.
I really can. Aliens is just so entertaining from front to back.
Good seeing you too, Gore. Every time Gore's in the chat, man, I love it.
What are yours?
Jesus, on the spot. They Live. Back to the Future. Oh man. We'll go Raiders of the Lost Ark.
Raiders of the Lost Ark is a good one. I
was leaning Blade Runner. I really was, but
Raiders of the Lost Ark versus Last Crusade actually becomes a problem for me.
I just went with the first one because they're all, honestly, to me, I like all 3 of them. Although the second one's not.
Part 2 is the lesser for me, but Last Crusade I think is a better complete movie.
So good. But for me, even though it was 89,
Sean Connery.
I saw that in the 90s, so I consider that part of my 90s experience. But so that's why I kind of from that. But
Blade Runner, it's so hard to leave that out because
it is.
For as long it is, Ridley Scott just was so ahead at that time.
Yeah. And I mean, I didn't see it until 2015, 2016. So,
and I'm leaving Big Trouble in Little China out of that whole thing.
Oh my god! What the hell, Dan? What's wrong with you?
I can't put it ahead of Aliens.
That's fair though.
It's an entertaining movie, but for fuck's sake, Aliens is so entertaining from front to back, and again, that's peak James Cameron.
We could swap R3, and I still would be happy.
Or would you think that James Cameron's top is Terminator 2?
I think that's where he peaked, but I think you could put Aliens and Terminator 2 side by side.
Because I think Aliens 2 is more entertaining front to back, where Terminator 2 has those kind of slow parts in between. Where
that's fair. That's fair. I could go with that.
Where is your dad? You killed him.
Great film, Finding Forrester. Connery? Is he talking about Connery?
Sean's last great film, yeah, Finding Forrester with Cuba Gooding Jr.
Oh. Is that an early odds or something?
It might have been. I know it definitely wasn't League of Extraordinary Gentlemen.
Oh, God. Didn't he hate that? That's why he retired, right?
He hated a lot of things. He just was doing stuff for the money. I mean, I still like that stupid interview he did with like, sometimes you gotta smack a woman, let her know if she's in trouble.
I remember that when that went viral online.
Oh God, like it was up there. I mean, it was right up there with the Charles Manson interview where he's like, you know what? Maybe I should have killed more people. Maybe people, but I didn't kill nobody.
Gore, you're poking the bear there.
Nah, it's not for everyone. Like I get that. Like for me, it's not so much a guilty pleasure, but comfort food. So I have a friend who, for them, the Italian Job, the remake with Mark Wahlberg, they will watch that.
I love it. I'll watch that. I'll watch that about once a year. You haven't seen it, have you?
I watched it when it first came out, and I haven't watched it since. But that was their comfort movie. Like they put that on.
There's something comforting about it. I don't know what it is, and it's kind of shameful, but at the same time, I love it. You can't.
So the Zoolander is like that for me, where it's so dumb that I will just put it on and just watch it and laugh. Dodgeball's like that. Mystery Men. Pretty much, Tropic Thunder is another movie where it's so fucking stupid. And how Robert Downey Jr. didn't catch more shit for that movie.
They tried to make that now. Holy shit. It wouldn't even.
That's what I was like thinking, like, had that come out now, like. And then there's that meme going around of him being recast as T'Challa.
For a second, I was like, ooh, and then I was like, oh, that's kind of funny.
I laughed at it, and then I was like, oh, that would be.
Yeah.
The internet would break.
Oh, God, yeah.
What do you mean by you people? Yeah. Bridget Jones' Diary. I remember when I was working at Barnes & Noble, that book started flying out of the store.
I used to shop at Barnes & Noble.
But everybody loved, what the hell is the actress's name?
Renee Zellweger.
Everybody loved her.
I could never really get into her.
She was big. The stupid Dharma and Greg show was huge on TV.
I did like Dharma and Greg a little bit. I like that a little bit, but not a lot. Just a little bit. Like all right, everybody.
It is time to go. I will be back on streaming tomorrow talking Nita Hawes' Nightmare blog with the book club. Got Azor's Tiger Eric joining us, Fresh Princess, and from the NPod Tara. Unfortunately, we are not going to have Jen with us. Gambit will be with us and pretty nerdy, but Jen is having kind of burnout and needs a break. So she between work and doing all these streams constantly, I think it's kind of finally burning her out. So anyway, we'll be back tomorrow at 10 o'clock. Should be entertaining. We're going to be talking about one of my favorite writers, and a bunch of them have never read it before, so it's always entertaining. Gambit actually has his book ready for next month, which is a surprise for once. And anyway, I will see you then. Bye.
Peace.